So what are you guys doing with it? Are you driving or away?
Oh yeah, I'm out of here.
We're leaving out one thing in this story.
I didn't want to say it. Didn't want to say it. He's got like
only return the money.
All right. He appears.
His voice.
His voice.
Should we bleep that too?
Yes.
All of that. Bleep all of that.
No, Rory and Ma.
Welcome to a new episode of the new Rory and Maul podcast. I am Maul.
I'm Rory.
And today we have a very, very interesting, I don't want to call him a guest. We have an interesting appearance.
Okay.
Yes. I don't want to call
He happened to be in the neighborhood.
Yeah, he was walking around,
stop by,
aimlessly outside. We said, hey, come upstairs, let's kick it.
I like it.
We got our guy Kevin Clancy here with us. Kevin,
What's
how you
up,
doing,
boys?
man?
Thank you for having
The
me.
non-unionized Kevin Clancy.
Nice. Yep. Solo.
Which side did you fall on during the union war over at
Dude, that
Barstool?
was that got blown out of proportion like crazy. We had legit politicians talking about us over that. You know, it's funny because Dave was like, we don't need a union here, you know? And he's right. For the most part, like everybody does what they want to do. You get paid well. It's a good gig. Where I fall was like, a lot of you guys should probably just shut the fuck up and keep doing your job, you know? But then there are definitely times where I'm like, you know, it would be easier if we were all kind of like together and negotiating like, oh yeah, that's a union.
Yeah.
So I get it. I do get it. But I mean, life's good over there. So I've been there for like 15 years. So
Shout out to the
no
guys,
complaints.
Dave Portnoy, Big Cat. Those are my guys, man. Good guys.
Who do you think would have been like the Jimmy Hoffa of the Barstool Union?
Oh my God, that's a great
Wallow
question.
for sure, right? I feel like Wallow would lead the charge.
No, for sure. Those are the guys you're calling in. I'm trying to think of it was like the OG guys, the original dudes. There's a couple guys that they were in the early days up in Boston who were just like some local Boston cats that I think would probably like word down with Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah. What's I guess because for the past few years I feel like all podcasts have just broken up. Like obviously we went through but we weren't we led the charge. Like I felt like we were the hipsters. We were like the hipsters the whole shit.
You were breaking up before it was cool to break up.
Huh? We were the backpack breakup.
Yeah, we were the urban outfitters of breakups.
Yeah.
But you know, it was nice to see that everyone else
followed suit. Yeah.
And because Barstool has like a huge network of a lot of podcasts, what is the culture? And I'm not trying to be messy, but like, is there a weird energy amongst even outside of the obvious with the call her daddy shit? But
Everybody knows that one. Well, it's actually a very interesting time with Barstool right now because when we got purchased by Penn National Gaming, they're like a casino conglomerate, and that was about 5 years ago, or 3 years ago, and we all had certain clauses in our contract that vest like this year. So this is like in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Penn officially takes over all of Barstool, meaning that Portnoy no longer has full control. And a lot of us, a lot of the OG guys, I know at least for myself, I always had this month basically as like I got to get to that month, get this money, and then we'll figure out like what's next. And so Big Cat's going back to Chicago. Dave is basically living in Florida trying to evade these taxes.
I was about to say, avoid all gambling tax.
Yeah, absolutely.
I respect that.
And
I feel like I've seen him running around Jersey City waiting for like midnight to cross not to pay his taxes.
that shit is like you're in the tunnel and like you're like they know when you step foot. It's like I can't get service sometimes, but if it's for taxes, they fucking know. You know what I mean?
We were joking because Drake is doing his Apollo shows this weekend in New York, and he moved them like 3 times. One, of course, was for the funeral of Takeoff, but we were joking like he's just not trying to pay this gambling tax. He's on fucking Instagram all day betting $1 million. No wonder he's in Turks.
Yo,
like,
for real.
I'm not paying this tax.
For fucking real. They count down to the day. David, literally, you're right. He's like always trying to do some content, but he's like, I can't be in New York. We got to come to Jersey or whatever, But so yeah, like this is, for a lot of people, a lot of the OG fans, it was always like the 3 of us. And so I'm a New York guy, so I'll be here, pretty much forever. But we are at like a crossroads where, we're going to see what happens. I'm hoping to try to take the New York office and kind of turn it into like a comedy hub, do some more work of stand-ups and shit like that. But it's the first time that we've ever been at like, I can't tell you. I really can't call it because
what's the energy now with all of y'all? Like, is it like a somber period?
No, it's not like that, but it's more like, I mean, we all John Feidelberg's the guy I do my show with. Like, he's my boy. Like, we are like brothers. That is like something for life. Like, me and Dave were never like best friends. It was always like a business thing, and like we were cool. And then we would beef like on online, like on the, and you know how that shit then starts to become real, and all of a sudden there's some friction and shit. But we always like, we could hop on a show. We're gonna do the radio at the Super Bowl for a week. Like, we'll be fine doing content, you know. But we were never like hanging out, going to dinner, hanging with each other's families, that sort of shit. So it's not like there's any bad blood or anything like that. It's just kind of like we all came together at the right time. We all had our lane, did our thing. We blew this shit up, grew it, you know. And I hope looking back one day it'll be like, yo, that was fucking cool what we did. That was some amazing shit. I think as it is right now, Dave's probably just like on to the next,
Yeah.
I know, Dan is eager to get back to Chicago, so it's all just like everybody doing their thing, really.
What's your biggest worry with this coming up personally? Not so much overall with the company.
I mean, I feel like I'll always have a spot at Barstool, but it's, like, I never have had uncertainty at all, really, because it's always been like, I gotta grind this out. We're gonna build this, and then when we sold it, it was like there's this end date. So I was like, I never even thought about anything other than that, So now that we're getting there, it's like, I got to negotiate a new contract, and like, I don't even know if there's other suitors, or, would I leave? Could I leave? Should I leave? Should I stay? I don't know. So the uncertainty in general, I've always done everything just like by myself. I never really had representation. I didn't work with agents and all that shit. And now I think we're at a point where there's enough money and enough skin in the game that I should probably have some smart people who know what the fuck they're doing to talk about it. And I don't like doing that. Like, we always kind of negotiated like over dinner and a handshake. And now it's like, we're going to have some awkward conversations and some hardball and that kind of shit. I don't like that. I'd rather, I'm kind of like,
so why does it always get to that? Like in business, like with friends at first, why does it get to that point where it's like, now we got to bring other people in?
You're right. It's in a perfect world
for us.
Right. In a perfect world, I just don't like having those awkward conversations. And it's like, I know that they're going to try to, in whether it's Barstool or any fucking company in the world, they're going to try to pay you, what they hope they can get you for. And you're going to want to counter. And I've always thought it's funny when you like, you follow sports and you follow like a free agent, and you see that like the team is lowballing them, like the Yankees and Aaron Judge, right? Like Aaron Judge basically was like, you spit in my face with that contract offer. Fuck you. I ain't talking to you all year. And then when they finally do get the deal done, they're at the press conference and they're like, best hugs and kisses. And it's like, you guys were motherfucking each other for a year, but that's the game. And for me, I always just thought of like, I'm a blogger. I'm just happy to not have a cube job. I'm just happy to be making content. But we kind of got to the point where it was almost like athletes with like a team and like, contract and shit like that, where it was like, we're going to have these hard conversations. So I never planned on like having that happen. So I was not prepared for that shit at all. I'm still not really ready. I never thought about any sort of fame or money or any of that shit. I was just like, it kind of stumbled into it. So
I feel like Barstool has obviously had its controversies, but you guys have been pretty much cancel proof. Just because I feel like your audience doesn't, knock on wood.
No, you're right.
Just because the audience, for what it's worth, doesn't particularly care about canceling. They're anti that. So that's where you fall in line with the fan base. But with this new company coming in, do you think naturally the content will have to change a bit?
They've been great. Twice we've been acquired, and they've been more like I want to say like investments or like cash infusions, because I think both times Dave made sure, like, rule number one, non-starter, we won't even continue the negotiation, is you do not fuck with our content. And there's little things, they're a gambling website. You can't talk about bookies, and you can't talk about, losing the rent money and saying certain things. There's certain rules you got to follow, right?
Yeah, we've read those ads.
Right. You know the deal. But for the most part, like, I rarely bite my tongue. I say what I say, I do what I do. And I do think, I hope that we're cancel proof in the sense of like, I think if you as long as it's nothing like illegal and really bad, I think you can only really be canceled if you let yourself be canceled. And if you don't have the audience, you know, like I know that I have people that fuck with me no matter what, as long as I don't fuck up something too bad. They know who I am. They know what my intent was.
Right.
Maybe I said some fucked up shit.
Right.
That joke was bad. I took it too far. They know I'm a good dude.
Right.
So they're going to ride with me.
Right.
Yeah,
and if people ride with you, sponsors stick with you. And then if sponsors stick with you, you can't
Life
get
is
canceled.
great. Yeah.
So, you know, it's the people who right away apologize or right away think that they're in trouble and they don't have like hardcore fans or real fans, then you do get canceled, you know? But they've come for Barstool a million times. They've come for me personally like 4 or 5 times that I was like, where I was like maybe 3 or 4 times where I was like genuinely like, this might be the one.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen the Barstool stuff and specific to Dave, but I don't know if I've ever seen specific to you.
So that's kind of what's, you know, Dave's got $100 million, which is nice, and I wish I had that. But a lot of
It's
times
helpful
he also
sometimes.
takes a lot of flack. A lot of the shrapnel's hitting Dave. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of skating by. But there was, you know, the thing too is I wrote like 50,000 blogs over the last 15 years, and we did an everyday show of rundown topics where we were. If you speak into a mic as much as we spoke into a mic. For as long as we did, you're gonna say some fucked up shit.
Absolutely.
You know, I started in 2009. The world was a very different place. We were saying some wild ass shit, and you know, there were times I stuck by stuff and I said, "This is just a joke. This is funny, and you guys are being like ridiculous." And there were times where I was like, I watched some shit back and I was like, this is cringy as fuck. And I can't believe I said that. And like, I'm sorry for that. I also think it's crazy. We've gotten to a place where people can't apologize. Like if you fuck some shit up, you say something stupid, racist, sexist, whatever. And it was really like, it wasn't a joke or you fucked up. Just be like, I sounded like a fucking ignorant asshole.
I think that's the genuine balance when it comes to that. Because there are some things I've said in the past where I'm like, all right, you guys are being sensitive right now. This was a joke. I get poor taste.
Get over it. Yeah.
But there's been plenty of times I've looked back at tweets, clips like, what's wrong with you?
Worst.
And at that point, you have you're a sociopath if you don't realize that a lot of the stuff we said was fucking insane.
Yes.
It's cringy that I even if I wasn't serious, said it.
Yo, when I, some of the stuff, I'm like they'll quote me or whatever, and I'm like, I didn't say that. And then I see the clip, and I'm like, I said that.
Oh, shit, but the world was different, though.
It was
the world was different. The time was different.
It's not an excuse, but it's kind of.
It's kind of an excuse. It's like, listen, that's how we talked. Those are the things we talked about. Those were real feelings in that moment. Yes, it's been 10, 12, 13 years. The world has changed. I've changed.
For
the way
real.
we look at things and view things have changed. So.
And that's the thing too. If you haven't.
Right.
Bro, if I started when I was 26 or something. If I haven't changed by now, that's a bad look, you know?
Yeah.
I've lived like 3 lifetimes since then. You know, I got married, I got divorced, I have kids. If I haven't changed my opinions on anything, then like who are you even as a person, you know?
Right.
It's actually funny with Barstool when we had the worst technology forever because we were just like a WordPress blog.
Yeah.
And we got kind of duped by these like, I think they were like kids. I think they were like younger kids who were like, we can overhaul your technology and get your website right. And in the process of like switching over, they deleted like all of our backlog. And at the time we were devastated because I was like, yo, those were some like golden blogs that I wrote and like classic things. And now I'm like,
what a happy accident. Fucking God.
It was like, people have actually said that they believe we deleted it on purpose and that it's all a lie. It's all a work that we deleted them because we didn't want it still to be on the internet and all that shit. And it's like, we get accused of that a lot, that it's fake and it's storylines. I promise you it's real. But that one was like, thank God.
Okay, well,
because there was some shit in the written word, I'm sure, over the years that's like, yikes.
I mean, again, I don't know what was in there, so I'm not co-signing it. But what's wrong if that was the case? Like, we need to delete this. Like, this is wrong.
That's also the yeah.
That's fine too.
So you know what is interesting? I've changed my thought on that over the years too. When we came up, we went hard onto Twitter and we put all our eggs in the Twitter basket. Whoops. Should have probably focused on Instagram. You know, we were trying to get into TikTok, but like we have a big Twitter presence. And we almost play by this like code that we've made up where it's like, you're a pussy if you delete something and you're a coward if you block somebody or whatever. And it's like, Who fucking cares?
I love
I'm
blocking people.
You like blocking? I don't do it because I still have this thing in my head, but sometimes I'm like, I mute the fuck out of people. But the block, I feel like, is like you're giving them some satisfaction. But then I also know people like you who are just like,
like I love the block.
because you know deep down they want to see it.
I know that wherever they are, they're going crazy right now.
Trying to see it.
They're going crazy.
And see, I'm the opposite, probably in a sicker way. I don't even want the satisfaction that means I saw it.
Right.
Even if I saw it, I'm going to pretend I didn't fucking see it. Because I know some people, which even in the heyday of Twitter, I always thought it was weird when people would like brag about who blocked them.
Yeah.
I always found that very fucking odd. So I think the people that are trying to get blocked are looking for that satisfaction.
I literally just did that the other day.
Not going to block.
Have you guys ever blocked someone and then they made another account and then asked you why you blocked them?
Oh, yeah.
Like wait. Like so they come back and they say like unblock me as this.
Oh yeah. I've actually met people like at our live shows. Met people and they're like, "Yo, you blocked me on Twitter like 2 years ago." I'm like, "Yeah, you probably said
probably a dick."
Shit. Yeah.
If
they're like,
I'm
"Yo,
probably not gonna like
man.
you right now.
I love you, man. I'm here supporting the show." I'm like, "Nah, you still blocked."
If a lot of our mentions
If I
are like
compile
that.
the list of DMs and tweets I get from people saying, "Hey, can you tell Maul to unblock me?"
I was gonna say,
I do get that. Yeah,
all the time.
The request.
I'm the unblock.
But-
I'm the block assassin.
But some people, the funniest
hug the
part is some
block.
people explain what happened. They'll be like, "Yo, why Maul sensitive? He blocked me. Someone blocked me. I mean, all I did was call him a pussy." I'm like, well,
that's probably why I fucking.
probably why.
Yeah, we.
And what do you expect me to like text Maul at his what you doing right now?
This guy right
Yo,
now.
you should unblock him.
But we had a dude at Barstool. He's no longer. He I don't know. We have a guy at Barstool who I think he had like 9,000 blocks on his
man.
list,
Yeah,
and we told him we were gonna have an unblock party where he had to like let everybody back in and let them see his content. But it's funny that we play by these fucking things in our head that's all made up. It's like, I don't know. They probably don't know that whether you saw it or not. They don't care if you did or whatever. But I don't know. It's like some sort of like tough guy code that we live by.
And I mean, and this is probably just some masculine bullshit, but we have come to terms for calling people pussy for apologizing.
Oh yeah.
Like, I do stand with a lot of stuff of like, stand by. You don't always have to cave to the internet.
For sure.
But what's wrong with going, I was wrong.
My bad.
Yeah.
And
This is wrong. And people that are like, oh, you're only apologizing because now everyone's on. He's like, well, I didn't realize I was wrong until the amount of people told me how much this hurt them.
Totally.
Now I'm like, oh, fuck.
I fucked up. Yeah, I didn't know I fucked up till you guys told me I fucked up.
Yeah, like, that's where I look at with the whole Stephen A. Smith thing, like today. Like what he said about Rihanna at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, wait, catch me up to that. I've been in the studio all day. So what did he say?
It was weird though.
Do you want to watch it?
Well, she said. Well, he said that he was asked about the Super Bowl performance, and he was like, basically Rihanna, she's not Beyonce.
Who's gonna be in the Super Bowl? I know this. Rihanna.
Really?
Rihanna.
Right.
Rihanna is going to be. I'm very excited. Are
Look
you
at this-
look at his
excited
face.
for
Yeah.
the halftime show?
He
I'm
just-
I
stunned.
don't want to say I'm not excited. She's fantastic. That's not where I'm going with this.
Okay, where you going?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's already too
she's
late.
A lot of things. She's spectacular, actually.
Yes.
And congratulations on new mamahood.
Yes.
Easing into the disrespect.
But here comes the but.
Yeah.
She ain't Beyonce.
He really thought he had something with that.
Beyonce, but
And you can cut it here because they don't really say much after that.
Yo, I don't think. I think you're
what's-
allowed to say that about music.
See, that's my thing. Like
Yeah.
it's an artist that we have an opinion on.
All right, but it's
It's
just
like
it was
arguing
weirdly
like LeBron and Jordan.
It's
Like,
really unprovoked. Okay,
Yeah.
here's what I think Stephen A.
No,
did.
no, no.
We'll get there. Calm down. 10 breaths. Count to 10.
Eddin, they do it all the time.
If you need to take a walk, it's fine.
I'm good. I got it in control. I got water.
I think Stephen A. was in an environment that he's not used to
Yeah,
and went to his tactics of the environment he's used to.
definitely. Where
He was
thought-
treating that like some first take shit, and all she was trying to say
But that's
on,
who he is.
on daytime TV, like, let's just say nice things.
in front of probably 100 Rihanna diehard fans.
Yeah.
He was ready
An
to argue.
all-female
he
crowd.
thought he was fucking staring at Skip from 2011.
I like that.
100%.
I like that. He
Yo.
went there as Stephen A. Smith.
I think Stephen A. Smith is an all-time legend.
Absolutely.
Like automatic first draft pick, Mount Rushmore, whatever you want to call it. I think he's the best to ever, one of the best to ever do it. And I love like when he trolls the Cowboys fans with the hat, and when he's doing the first take shit, like that's what he does.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have Stephen A. Smith on his show,
You're gonna have Stephen
I
A.
want
Smith.
you to stir it up.
Yeah.
I don't want you to just be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, Rihanna's great. Fuck it, let's get nuts.
Yeah.
But the way he adjusted his tie.
Not trying to.
Like he was sitting there like letting her finish. Like, oh, I got her now. It's like, no, she's just saying she's happy that Rihanna's doing the Super Bowl.
There was a clip of him about a month ago. It was he was at the Lakers game and he was just walking on the court, pregame, postgame, whatever it was. He was just kind of walking around the baseline, said what's up to a couple people on sitting courtside. No like he wasn't on camera, wasn't nothing. The way he walked and the way he like saunters around, dapping people up, like that's just who he is. Like I don't even know if he can turn it on or off anymore.
Yeah.
So if you bring him out, whether the cameras are on or off, whether it's daytime TV or sports talk, that's what he does.
Even his apology was first take-ish. Yeah. He was sitting in what it looked like his Sprinter and was like, first of all, I want to say, I love Rihanna and I'm sorry for bringing that up. But I've always said,
and then he goes
he said, ask, he almost sounded like Donald Trump. He's like, ask anyone. I always say Bruno Mars. Whenever you bring up halftime, I say Bruno Mars, I say Coldplay, Beyonce. This is no different. Ask anyone I talk to. I'm like, so if I asked your friends, they'd be like, all he talks about is Coldplay, Bruno Mars,
there
and Beyonce.
honestly might be a chance with Stephen A. Smith. Like he's that dude. It's weird when the question was not, do you think she'll be better than Beyonce? It was so unprovoked. You're right, but I don't think that man can do anything but controversy, do anything but like
he has
provoke.
to debate.
Like,
he has to compare.
It's in his blood.
He comes from that, this person or this person. That's just who Stephen A. is. But it wasn't. A lot of the comments were they tried to turn it into like he disrespected Rihanna.
Right.
And that's why I was like, bro, he did not.
If he said some shit about her, like, I don't think she's like wholesome enough to be on the blah, blah, blah.
That's different.
That's different. He's just talking about what do you think of the take?
Right.
What do you
All right, well, let me give some pushback. Like, had they brought up Coldplay, do you think he would have been like, well, they're no Aerosmith?
Yeah.
Like, do you think he would have done that? It was just a little odd that she just brought up Rihanna doing that and then just unprovoked, it was just like, well, she's not Beyonce.
Yeah,
it's like, okay. Unless didn't mention that,
I
but
think
sure.
that was his preference. He's obviously a Beyonce fan. He's more of a Beyonce fan than a Rihanna fan. I think that's just the bottom line here.
I also do think these two get pitted against each other more
Oh,
often than like other acts and other, you know what I mean? It's It's kind of like what people do, whether it's fucked up or not. It's just like how it happens.
That's just the culture.
It's also like you're talking 1 and 1A. We're not talking like you're a bum and you're great. It's like you got two all-time greats no matter what happens.
He said if Michael Jackson came back from the dead, he would say to his face, you got to up Beyonce and Coldplay. I'm like, no, you wouldn't.
Come on. Get out of here, dude.
You absolutely
I understand you're trying to stand your ground here, but you wouldn't have done that.
Yo, if Michael Jackson came back from the dead, you think that he could do the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Do you think they would allow, like, given everything?
Yeah, Mo, do you think that?
Yeah, I think so.
Cosby's about to go on tour.
Yo, bro.
Well, that's a fuck. Okay,
let's go together.
Okay,
Yo, part of me wants to go just to be like, I'm going to investigate.
We
You
just
wanna
have
go?
to see.
You know what?
I need to see what he's talking about.
Yeah. Okay. We'll, you can like, you'll be like my guide there. We're allowed to go and we'll see what happens. That shit is going to be the weirdest fucking.
Oh my God.
What's that going to be?
You guys are going the same way Jerry Jones went to that rally just to see what was going on.
Just,
right?
just to check it out.
Just got to check it out.
Yeah, I know.
I got to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, is that
You're just
gonna
really
be,
passionate about situations that you have to see.
Is that going to be fans or is that, I mean, that's clearly there's going to be, someone's going to like bomb the fucking club. There's going to be protesters and shit. Like, there's no way it's just going to be like, we're here to see fucking Bill and see what happens. Aha, 2 drink minimum. Get the fuck out of here.
As long as they blame it on Antifa, it's fine.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I also can't even believe he's just got to be like 1,000 years old. The fact that, forget about, he's a horrific rapist. It's just like, you're going to be on tour and doing this at your...
I got a feeling it's only
he's
going to be
85.
one show.
I would have to
That's why I have
imagine.
to be at the first show.
You
there won't be a second.
Got to be one and
There
done.
won't be a second.
You think is it
This was to test the waters. I don't even think the show is going to happen.
I can't imagine. Like what club is going to...
It's gonna happen.
You think so?
I think a club will take it.
You think that there'll be clubs though that are like willing to put it on the line, like because I could see other comedians being or other people being like, "We're never coming here again."
Yeah, because
I mean, dude,
I can see one show happening.
it's fucking
for sure.
He's raped. Does this is not like a little mess?
He raped a comedy club's worth of women.
All right,
like
a big comedy,
Like a small theater.
the night show too.
yeah, right,
The night show.
The early
7
and late
and the
show.
9. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that he's even considering.
Well,
it.
I do think a comedy club will take it just because, and I'm been happy that comedians have been standing their ground on we're able to say whatever we want.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of comedians and even comedy clubs now like feel like they're justice warriors.
Yeah.
So I feel like one comedy club's gonna be like, we're doing it for comedy. It's like,
right.
I mean, he's a rapist.
Yeah. If you really want that, like you're gonna put the posters up and the fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and at the end of the day, they're doing it for money.
85, bro. I mean, I guess you got old guys everywhere, fucking presidents and comedy and all that shit. But like, god damn,
Trump's driving his own car.
for real?
A clip came out of him.
I don't think I've ever seen him behind the wheel.
A clip came out of him driving to Taylor Swift, and everyone was like, "Ha, this is so funny." I thought it was not only impressive but outright dangerous that a man that age is driving an SUV.
Yo, it's kind of a flex. That
I can
just
barely
simply
see right
being
now.
behind the wheel is people go like, whoa. Like you're so on whatever level that people just they think you can't even drive a car.
But this is what politics is, and there was purpose to this.
It's
Tucker
purpose to
Carlson is
everything
going
he
to pull
does.
up Joe Biden falling on the bike, which by the way was hilarious.
Oh, no matter
but
what
they're
side
going
you
to
fall
make
on, hilarious.
funniest shit ever.
I mean,
They are going to make sure this looks like Trump is a real
hero.
American man
driving an American car
that
or
he could
whatever
drive
the fuck,
straight
It's
on
in
the
a
highway.
Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
at night. At night, nonetheless.
The least relatable car of all time.
That's fucking.
He's letting you know I'm on a different level.
Is that an American car though?
Rolls?
Oh, that is a Rolls. Okay.
I mean, yeah, like you're not gonna catch him in like a Honda Accord. He's still got to flex on you.
Well, let's look up where are Rolls actually made though. Even if it's an American car, where they outsourced.
It's like when Jeter pulled up to
British
Yankee
luxury
Stadium in
car.
the Ford Escape.
British. Oh.
I'll actually say this though.
Jeter's not driving that
unless
car.
unless you have like a. I think like there's a Bentley like sports car, right? Like a 2-door. I feel like driving a Rolls is kind of lame. Like if you have a Rolls, somebody's got to drive it for you.
Yeah, it's
They're British.
You don't
It's a
see people
chauffeur car.
behind. Yeah, you got to have a chauffeur. That's wild. I don't think I've ever seen
then again, if
somebody driving their own Rolls.
If I pay for a Rolls, like I don't care how rich I am, I want to drive
driving
the
it. Yeah. Well, it's also wild to have these kind of cars in. I don't know where he was. Is that Mar-a-Lago or whatever down in
Probably.
Florida? I guess. But
The new America.
When you see,
The new
you
America.
see like people.
That's the new America.
Yeah, that's there's a lot of.
But all right. Also, you have to put it in context. When you're that age and probably on, what do you want to say, 85 to 110 milligrams of Adderall per day,
just to like
you got to get
stay
behind the wheel.
alive. Yeah, you just gotta push it. And so he's listening to Taylor, huh? That's what it was.
Yeah, blank space.
Kevin, are you voting for Trump?
Damn.
Bro, I'll tell you what. I don't vote.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
And
vote.
I think
And you are part of the problem.
I know.
that's
That's what they say. And there was, I think people,
That's what they say.
People tell me I'm ignorant and I'm wasting my freedom and all that shit. And you know
same.
what? There's some truth to that. Also, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I think that there's like 250 people total that should be able to vote.
Yeah.
If you know your shit, you can vote.
Yeah.
But
You should have to take a test to vote.
Right.
I believe democracy, freedom, all that shit, but I am aware that I'm putting myself in the stupid category.
Totally. And also, I think it's wild that like, I'll just say it, like the country's too big and too diverse to have like one. It's like we are basically a different country from down south.
The South
from
should have won,
the
is what you're
Southeast,
saying.
From the Northwest.
Yeah.
It's like, how are we all gonna vote? What'd you say?
You said that you're saying the South should have won.
I'm out of here, man. Fuck this show. I can see the headlines now. Barstool.
If I remember correctly, there was footage of you standing in front of those statues to make sure they weren't taken down, right?
Yo, they're actually. You know what is a funny example?
It was good people on both sides,
We
right?
signed a guy. We signed a dude, Caleb Presley. He does Sunday Conversation. If you ever seen it on
Last time you bought a
Instagram.
tiki torch. Sorry, go ahead.
He played ball. He's from North Carolina. Played ball at UNC. Like Southern guy, and we did a bus tour, like a party tour around the country, and we called it Barstool Dixie. And at the time, that was okay.
Yeah.
And then Dixie became a word that you can't really say or associate with anymore. And we were like, all right, cool. Like,
Because
cut it.
it's
cut.
homophobic?
Yeah, well, we fought that one hard. We lit up the tiki torches.
You can't
and
see
we went-
Dixie cups anymore?
Can you not?
That's probably a good
well,
question.
what does Dixie mean? It's just the South
the-
as
the
far as
South.
Gotcha.
So
Mason.
it's like-
Mason
but it-
Dixon. I get it. Yeah.
But,
Understand.
I think Whistle and Dixie, and there was some like Civil War shit that's like, you shouldn't say that anymore.
Yeah, but
We're
2
like,
Chainz.
Okay.
Every day there's a word we can't say anymore.
For real.
I feel like every single day we get
What
a
do
new
you
word.
what do
But
you
then again,
think
I'm
is
not
the thing?
so mad at that. Like I don't need Dixie in my
I don't
life.
say no,
no,
If
not
it's
at
not, we shouldn't say it. Cool.
That's what we said. We were like, we'll just rebrand
They can
the
take
fucking thing,
Dixie.
you know?
They can keep Dixie. We back.
Well, all right.
Bleep.
We Kevin, it's such a great word. It's not. It's not about the sexual thing.
No, of course not.
It was never that.
No, it was never that.
It was never that.
I'll tell you what else I want back. I want because that's not about people.
It's never
not about disabilities.
That. It was never about that.
They
made it about that. And I was kind of like, that's not.
Isn't it a scientific?
It's a medical term.
Yeah, no. but when we took that word, that's not what we were referring to.
Right. I was never like
I would say
clowning.
We would
actually
you guys are gonna make me be the PC person. Because while I agree with you, I know my intentions every time I say.
We used to see somebody with a dope pair of sneakers and say, "Yo, those."
All right.
It could be a compliment.
That is.
Because we can't use we can't apparently spaz anymore.
Like,
no,
right there.
I was talking about my stupid friends.
Like that dunk.
Moving on. Dude, this is the problem with this shit. Like, I get behind a mic and we start laughing and going, and I'm just like, I can't stop myself.
Yeah, man.
I really can't stop myself. But you know, I think it's because I just like I know deep down like I don't have a problem with gay people. I would never
At all.
I would never like make fun of someone who's disabled. So in my heart I'm good, but I get why people are like, don't do that anymore. But I'm also like,
okay, but what happens?
I'm also like, come on, it's funnier, man. Oh my God.
Let me ask this question though.
No.
What?
There's only one word left. You know?
What if? Hey man, they say it in rap music. Why can't I say it?
Why can't I?
What if someone does something that's in fact funny?
Or gay? And they'd be.
Wait, what? I don't know how we're gonna.
Everybody's getting
I don't know if I've ever.
Anyways,
I've never put it together. I've never said it together,
dude. That's like Ghostbusters. You can't cross the paths. You can't cross the street.
That's like way too much.
Don't let them be black too.
Call that the Triple Crown?
Oh my God.
That's sick. I've never seen it together though. Together? That's like a unicorn. It's like, wait, where are you?
And they
don't even know how to address this person.
And
oh my God. That's some Captain Planet shit, man. When our powers combine.
All the rings together.
But you know who you get? You get that dude, George Santos.
Oh my God.
That guy, man.
And this is why.
Did you see?
We should not vote.
He was the latest is that he was in Brazil doing like drag shows. So he like kind of like I wasn't even joking. Like add that to the list.
Wow.
The latest one was he was in Brazil.
Okay.
Yep, drag queen in Brazil named like Ritaka or something like that. It was like some fancy fucking
what?
Yeah. And there's like pictures because this is what's crazy is like somebody who he did drag shows with came out and was like, I know that dude. We used to do drag shows. You can't, I know him. You can't do this shit if you have people in your past who are going to be like, yo, that is, you know, whatever his name was in the Rio
Facebook
pageant.
Friends.
Yeah.
We're still Facebook friends.
That guy is, he lied
participated
so
in drag
much.
queen beauty pageants and aspired to be Miss Gay Rio de Janeiro.
I mean, that guy.
That's hard.
I think that's pretty fucking cool, to be honest.
He threw
building his portfolio.
He was like, I'm going to get elected somehow. Yeah. Somebody's going to vote for me. White, black,
He's
gay,
trying for
drag,
every audience,
whatever.
every
Somebody's
culture.
voting for
Got
me.
the Brazilian vote on lock.
Is he Republican?
He is Republican, yes.
Oh, come on. All the Cubans,
That's-
all the Cubans in Florida vote Republican.
He
Of
was
course he's
supposed to
gonna
be
elect
the first, it was the first non-incumbent Republican gay man elected. And then it was like, he's not gay. He's not, he said that his mother died in 9/11 and she didn't because he had a tweet out on December 23rd saying this is the anniversary of my mother's death. He said that his,
Did she just happen to die on September 11th?
no. He said my parents died, my mother died in 9/11 and then had a tweet saying this is the 5-year anniversary of my mother's death on December 23rd. so that's
clearly,
not 9/11.
That's not 9/11.
And then he said his grandparents died in the Holocaust or like escaped the Holocaust. That's not true. Said he was black. That's not true. It said he was.
This guy's family's like the real Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was like him and Rachel Dolezal got to get together and just fucking be like this power couple of lying about literally everything.
Where was he during the Bay of Pigs? This guy's great.
No,
it
got to the point where I was like, I don't care. Now it's funny. Now it's not even politics. Now you're in my world. Now we're just talking about internet weird shit.
Yeah.
You know?
People were saying how politicians lie to get in office. He's
What?
doing like,
No.
I'll do this for the city. I'll do this for the country. They're saying his approach, Santos' approach, is just lying and building this fake resume to just even get considered to be elected. Do you think this is a new wave of lying with politicians? Just lie about who you are.
Is it a new wave?
No, like lie about like who you are in your past. Like all these things about his past are a lie.
Snake it till you make it kind of guy, but you can't get caught. Like you can't get caught lying about fucking everything.
Well,
like everybody.
Well, he's bad at
your
it.
parents died is crazy.
Yeah, you know what's perfect?
Obama lied
he
about
said,
being born in America. He became the president.
Damn.
Like it started with Obama, if you think about it.
That's his fault.
Yeah, it is his fault.
The radical Kenyan Islamic president that Trump found his birth certificate. Thank God. Where would we be?
This dude had the perfect lie. He said he worked for Goldman Sachs. And then when they pressured him, he was like, oh, no. I worked with like a finance group in Long Island that did business with Goldman Sachs. I'm like, all right,
yes, I saw this guy.
We can fuck with that.
Yeah.
You can't be
I
like,
know this guy.
I'm black and gay, and it's like you're white and straight.
Right.
You can't say that your parents died on 9/11 when they didn't. You can't say
When
that
they died
you're
on Christmas,
a
right.
homeless. Yeah, right. You can't say that your parents, your grandparents were from the Holocaust when you're not Jewish. Like that kind of shit's just crazy. But he came out and said, this will not dissuade me. Like I'm going to keep going. And it's like no one's stopping him.
Yeah. But we're talking.
And that was fucked up too. He said he had a bunch of people in his campaign that died in the gay club shooting in Orlando, and that just wasn't true.
Oh yeah, he's going for that community. He wants like all the votes.
He's like, give me everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
that's crazy to do.
I mean, 23andMe will just tell you you're from Earth. They'll circle every country.
If you want it, yeah.
So, but I mean, to Julian's point, this all looks intentional because there's no way you say your parents died in 9/11 and then on December whatever you have a 5-year anniversary when you said 21 years.
20 years ago, yeah.
He's not that stupid. This feels intentional for everyone, and obviously we've seen what some good lies will do. Like, oh, he seems like a good American.
Yeah. Yo,
people are going to get behind this guy because he lied about this shit.
They flip so quick, man. Everybody does. It's like you can be like railing hardcore against abortion, and then people find out you had an abortion, and they're just like, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Are you suggesting Herschel Walker was lying?
Where is Herschel? We haven't heard anything since he lost.
Dude,
like, where is he?
What is the fact that I mean, I saw it, but I don't remember who it was, but somebody on a podcast was like, he played football when the helmets were leather. I'm not letting that guy. I'm not letting him run anything in my state.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we know Aaron Hernandez had CTE. Can we talk about what Herschel Walker's degree of CTE is?
Those old guys have got to be fucking.
Listen,
it's a miracle they're even walking around.
His son was or is, I'm sorry, a gay Republican TikToker.
That kid is
talk
scary.
about one of the most tolerant human and understanding human beings on planet Earth, let alone that's also your son, so you have the family understanding. Even he was like, come on.
Yo, you see that video?
You shouldn't be running for anything right now, sir.
That kid is a pit bull. I don't ever want to be on the wrong side of him because he came, like he made a video being like, I gave you every fucking chance. I wasn't going to out you. And like you took it too far. And then he was like, bam, 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 bam. And I was like, God damn.
He might be able to rival with Stephen A.
Yeah. Like that's what I mean. This guy is
his
not
points and the way he delivered them. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
This kid is the man.
If I ever was on the wrong side, I'd be like, I'm sorry, Christian Walker, please. Like, I don't want any smoke with you.
But again, to go back to it, like, this is why you should have to take a test to vote. The entire campaigns are based off manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why should we let everyone vote?
I know.
What if we had a president like every quarter? We had to vote for a different president every 4 months.
It would just be mayhem. I don't think anything would get done.
Yeah, because nothing gets done with 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years is tough.
Let's just go straight up dictator, man. What's the problem with that? What's the big deal? Let's go back. Let's get a king.
Yeah,
we never tried that out. You know, we never did kings here in America.
Well, they killed the king that we had.
Yeah,
his birthday was last week. We tried.
All right, we tried.
They killed him.
We tried.
All right, who do we think would be a good king?
Who's the best king of America?
LeBron.
Who's the best king?
He is a king.
Of America?
He reads a lot of books.
You gotta find people who are really well liked.
The Rock.
The Rock is a good one.
I could see The Rock being king.
He's like ambiguous. Yeah. Like white people fuck with him.
That's the thing.
Like,
yeah, you got to get people that like black people and white people fuck with.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of likable white dudes, but I don't know. Like, do you guys fuck with Keanu Reeves?
Is he white?
White people love Keanu Reeves.
You don't like Keanu Reeves?
Really? You guys don't like him?
But like not
He's
as like
so
a king though.
Yeah.
He's like what?
I don't really have an opinion. If you have an opinion of Keanu Reeves, that's weird.
He looks good in a duster.
I don't have any opinion of him.
He has a story and a half, like tragic. Like
I've seen the
wife
memes.
died and kids died, and he donates all his money and shit. But
I saw the last John Wick.
Not for you.
Not fitted for a king.
The moves, he did this move one time, like kind of waved the guy off that was kicking him or something. I was just like, what is this?
John Wick. That's what that is.
This doesn't work in a
That's some
fight.
Steven Seagal shit. Just
Who would be the great American king?
Steven Seagal would be my pick.
It's Nicolas Cage. Let's get some crazy.
my
Let's get some
God.
fucking crazy in there.
Oh, what's
He's probably number 2 actor.
what's our guy's name?
Nicolas Cage.
Absolutely.
Who's number 1?
Tiger Blood.
Who was in
Joe Exotic.
who was in The Mummy?
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Yo,
Y'all would want
it would
him
be
as
a
king.
party.
Oh my God. Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I think Mike would be good.
Charlie Sheen, when he
Current
kept the
Mike.
lights on at Barstool for a minute, we sold T-shirts when he first said "winning." Remember that? That was his quote. We sold a bunch of T-shirts that were like paid the bills for a little while. That was an early internet viral You do an interview and you become something all of a sudden. You know,
It's weird that him and Kanye did very similar things, but had way different outcomes.
what's different about him?
Charlie Sheen got more famous and more liked after he told his Jewish boss, "Fuck you."
Fuck off. Yeah, that's a good point.
That went way different.
That went way different.
He made more money.
Where's Charlie Sheen? Like, what is he doing?
I think he's just sitting at home with AIDS.
He has AIDS?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like big AIDS?
Like the big AIDS. Yeah.
Kevin said, "Oh yeah."
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's like full blown.
Well, well, shit. Did all those hookers that were living in his house know?
I think that's
Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Where do you think he got it
this
from?
is
Might have
sick
brought
shit.
it to the party.
I didn't know this. You can't run around saying Tiger Blood when you have AIDS.
Well, that's what that whole thing was about.
Fair, you cannot make
I
your
don't know if
thing
he had it
Tiger
then.
Blood.
No, he had it
And
when
then
he
have
did that.
the word. Did he?
Yeah. During that interview, yeah, he had it. That's when he announced that he had it.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Channing Tatum, he looks like a king.
Ugh. What's wrong with you?
That picture that went viral the other day is a good one. Ric Flair, Charlie Sheen, Tyson, and Bun B. Yikes.
Where is this at?
That's a foursome right there.
Did Jay Prince put this together? How did this happen?
That's the mob ties.
That's
right
like
there.
feels like
one of
some
those-
mob tie
That's
shit.
some shit like you wake up and you go, I had the weirdest dream, man. I was at the club with like Ric Flair and Bun B and Mike Tyson and Charlie Sheen was there. How does that foursome like even in the
That
same
is-
building, let alone like sitting together?
That's a wild group right there.
Those guys got stories.
The amount of drugs consumed in this photo.
For real. When a guy like Bun B is like kind of like the not so,
Yeah.
he's like the lame
He's
one.
like the one you're like, okay, I get him being there, but like,
As someone that helped popularize liquid heroin, he's the most sober human being in that.
absolutely, without a doubt.
Rick's
Yeah,
caption.
the 4 horsemen of party and no joke. Shit.
I really need to know what event this was.
That looks like one of those autograph signings.
Yeah,
No, wait, didn't you
those
see
like
the
conventions.
the
It might have
Drake
been
video
the
that just came out?
AVNs. They just did the porn.
Could have been the
convention.
AVN.
Could have been that.
The bar
you
mitzvah.
did you see the Drake video that just came out?
Yes.
Wasn't he just dapping Mike Tyson in blue lights? Was Drake there?
Oh, the
that the Drake
Jumbotron
video?
shit video?
If that's
Maybe.
the latest
If
Drake
it's
video.
anybody that can get those 4 in a room, it would be Drake.
Yeah, for sure.
So that is a good observation.
Or Biden. Biden could do that.
So Kevin, let's get to it, man.
All right, what does that mean?
LeBron James is approaching the all-time
Here we
leading
go.
scorer, right? In NBA history. Great feat to accomplish. Where do you stand on the LeBron GOAT conversation?
I take it. I'm guessing you're an MJ fan.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, absolutely.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan?
Who isn't an MJ?
No, like in this debate, you are. An
Oh,
MJ
No,
guy.
just answer it first before.
Yeah.
all right.
It's not gonna stop.
I think it's very hard to compare eras, but I think when you put it all together, LeBron is the full package of playing basketball on a court. If you're talking about like who do I draft to win a championship, who's the most competitive killer, all that shit, it's Michael Jordan. But when you're like a 6'8" point guard who is doing shit, he's at the age of 39 now, whatever. That is just fucking bananas. Like just talking about playing the game of basketball. I don't know how you can pick another. Like he's a machine that was like built in a lab to play this game. That's my answer.
Maul?
I am like, I mean, I am
Same.
a 90s guy. Like Jordan to me, like is one of the greatest humans. Forget about basketball players. But I have to just admit that. Well,
someone says a pretty shitty human being.
Yeah. That's actually what the biggest thing is. If like he played in this era where you know everything about everybody's business, if he would ever have been like the superhero he was. But yeah, I mean, I hate to middle it because like we're in a Stephen A. and Skip Bayless world, but I think there's some middle lane there where it's like MJ is the greatest winner and LeBron is just like the best machine to play basketball.
So they're both in their primes as a GM, or just knowing the career that they both had. If you're a GM, you get to draft them all over again. Mike and LeBron standing in front of you. Who do you draft?
Oh man! But like it's hard to play that game because like, are we doing modern basketball now? Because like as a point forward, the way like LeBron changed the game and is averaging like damn near a triple double for his career, versus when MJ played and you're putting up like mid-range jumpers and fadeaways and shooting like 30 times a game. It's it's hard.
Can I trade the pick?
You would not trade that pick.
Trade down?
When Mike and LeBron stand in front of you, you're not trading that pick.
I mean, what if I trade with the Warriors and they give me the team?
No. I think that anybody is drafting Michael Jordan before LeBron James.
What do you think about people saying that like a guy like Giannis is just like next, and if he keeps doing what he's doing, then
wait, are you saying when Jordan was going into the draft and when LeBron was going into the draft, you're saying from UNC, from high school?
No, I'm saying we've seen both of them.
Or what you know.
Okay,
we've seen
because
both of their careers.
Body wise going into the league, looked more promising than Jordan.
I'm saying that we've seen both of their careers. And we get to go back in time, and they're both sitting in front of us, knowing what we know about their careers.
Got you. Okay,
yeah.
Who do you draft?
I mean, it's hard to take a guy who like never lost in the finals. Hard not to take a guy who's never lost in the finals.
Darko Milicic for sure.
Yeah. I think Kevin answered the question. Yeah. He doesn't want to say it, but he answered the question.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of silly takes out there,
It's very silly.
By the way, is that fucking Anthony Davis there is fourth all time?
Player efficiency rating.
I know, but like you look at some of the other fucking names. That's how you know that stat is.
He's
not
right above
fucking end all
Shaq, David Robinson, and Wilt Chamberlain.
Yo, that is some shit right there.
Yeah, what's your top 3
basketball player all time?
All time. In no order, if you want.
No, order it.
Fine, order it.
It's MJ, LeBron. 3. You know who I actually feel like is underrated is Shaq. Shaq was a fucking problem, dude.
I said Shaq was number 3 all time for me, and the internet has been killing
you went viral
for the past 2 weeks.
I have no problem.
Can you pull up
By
that
the way,
Julian?
a dude like his numbers in the finals is like 30 and 20.
I don't know.
A dude who did it with multiple, he did it with Kobe, but did it with Wade. It's not a guy who rode any coattails. Like he was always the guy.
My thing with Shaq was simply this.
And he was just dominant.
Yeah, like they're literally,
let's not say no coattails.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't say coattail. That's either like you are like even.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Like
even.
it's not that.
But to have an even player to Shaq is nuts.
Yeah,
like that's a different type of team.
But it was also like it was a time where like you needed a guard and a big man, and it gelled perfectly and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? But like, I'm a big fan of guys who change the game. If they change the rules for you, I think you are on like another level.
Yeah.
So Jordan rules and Shaq rules and like Wilt rules and all that shit. But it's like, that's you. They had to stop you. They had to try to stop you. Like
that was my thing. There was never a time where teams like stopping Shaq was trying to foul him. And then you're going to foul out everybody on your roster.
There's a phrase that we invented.
You're going to foul out everybody on your roster trying to stop this dude. And then he would go 60% from the line in the game, which wasn't bad.
Right.
He hit him when it counts.
What's funny is that was the strategy to stop Shaq, and he didn't even really care to get better at free throws.
Right.
Because it didn't matter.
It like barely slowed him down.
It barely slowed him down. It wasn't much success.
This kind of shit doesn't like decide whether you're a good or bad basketball player. But when you just like rip the fucking hoop down multiple times in your career, I'm not talking about breaking the backboard. I'm talking about collapsing the whole apparatus.
Yeah.
Shit like that where it was just like, this is a literal monster that we allowed to play basketball. We allowed him to play a game with these guys.
This is a silverback that is running up and down with a jersey on.
Fun, quick side note about my personal life that I've never shared. One of the weirder times in my life was finding out that I was Eskimo Brothers with Shaq, because then I looked at the girl like, your taste is all
over the place.
Yeah.
that's like,
I am Eskimo Brothers with Shaq.
That's lit.
Bro, that is awesome.
Well, first of all, it's weird to say that's awesome.
Were you
No,
first or
no.
second?
That's awesome. I have no problem.
I was
saying
worried.
I
You
was
first or second. If he was second,
No, if he was second, he could have walked in.
Yeah.
She also called you.
that. Well, that's actually so. Wait, you were first,
Yes.
and now that makes sense
So you're big.
because she was like, I can't. I'm going the other end of the spectrum.
She went the complete.
If it's the other way around, that's
She didn't even ease into the
but-
change.
Yeah, that's like
is-
wild.
That is a great like
She's
like
just
cocktail
trying.
hour. Like
She's just trying life.
But
How'd you hear
and then I
about
was
it?
like, oh, that's cool that like she still wants to talk to me after the Shaq thing. But then I realized it wasn't because of that. It was just because I'm a good listener. And that was
so it never
really, it
happened.
was like it was a friendship thing. It wasn't a physical.
Yeah, no. Shaq
Yeah,
doesn't
she was
listen.
complaining about her
I'll put
boyfriend
it this
Shaq.
way. I have
Imagine
not
that
beat.
you're in the friend zone and you're giving like advice to a girl and it's about Shaq. Like, I got this boy who like won't call me back and it's fucking Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay,
slams it though.
you guys are making jokes, but that 100% happened.
Did you like take her to the chiropractor? Or, like, what was the...
No. And I was a little I mean, we became like actual friends after, and there was nothing there. It had been a lot of time. So my manhood still was like, damn, I haven't beat after Shaq beat, though.
Damn. You got to double
I felt
back.
a little insecure after that.
Yeah,
Like,
you gotta spin
you
back.
know, I just became the friend to give advice about Shaq.
I don't think that's like I don't think you have to be ashamed of that.
Yeah,
I think that's
that sounds
okay.
lit.
I appreciate that.
As guys
That's a
like us
stat.
saying that that's okay.
That's a
Now
stat.
I
you
gotta
should
put
wear.
you and Shaq like this.
It's not a stat.
It's a stat. It's a stat. Hey, me and Shaq.
Yo, I would
Eskimo
tell that
brothers.
to everybody I meet. I'd be, hi, nice to meet you. I fucked the same girl as Shaq.
That's like your Eskimo
Me and
starting
Shaq are
five.
Eskimo brothers for sure.
Like your Eskimo starting five.
starting five.
Shaq is center.
Absolutely.
Rory's forward.
I did see Shaq at a hookah spot in New Orleans.
Of course you did.
It did cross my mind.
You know what? Yeah.
Hey, you still talk to him?
Seeing Rory's red face
That
through a
would be
billow of smoke that Shaq is blowing out from the hookah. Like, hey, you and I, Eskimo
and it's
brothers.
not like you've been out at spots and you're like, oh, is that? I can't tell. Is that who I think?
No, you know.
No
Shaq.
matter what, you know when
No,
Shaq
it's
walks
Shaq.
in the door, you're like, oh, that's Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, I mean, there's very few like one word guys out there. He's definitely one of them. You know what is weird?
And it's
is,
even cornier when you're the guy that texts like, oh, your man's is in here. It's even crazier
No, you can't
when
do
your
that.
man's is Shaq.
Shaq. Yeah, no, you can't.
Seen your little boyfriend today.
A little, I mean, if that's what you like.
yo, how about the fact that there's like a whole new generation of basketball fans that know Shaq and Charles as like the announcers.
Yeah.
That
as
is
the
nuts.
broadcasters.
It's weird.
Those guys. I mean, Charles Barkley arguably has a more, whatever you want to call it, impactful or recognizable career as a commentator
Absolutely.
than a fucking player.
Certainly
Without a
made
doubt.
more
Great
money as a
player. He was
commentator.
league MVP.
Yeah. I mean, that's wild. That
Had a signature sneaker, some of the most legendary commercials.
hell yeah.
Charles Barkley was a real big figure in the 90s.
And
in
you have to
sports.
give both of them credit because they, at one point, when it came to interviews, probably two of like the least articulate people
At
ever.
one point.
And now they're the best fucking.
Right.
Like
Shannon
that's
Sharp
that's
as well.
Also
some
without
dope-
like selling out. Like
Yeah.
they're still like themselves and like
For
funny and clowning and shit. But they're making big dollars, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
A video went viral recently of a camp counselor at a basketball camp going around to all the kids saying,
Well, I don't know how this is gonna end.
he was asking them who's Mello, and they would either answer Carmelo Anthony or LaMelo Ball. And of the campers, I think like 15 of them said LaMelo Ball, and only like 3 or 4 of them knew.
I believe it.
Like who's Mello, and only
That's
like 3
the
or
kind
4
of
of them
shit that
said
makes me
Carmelo
want to
Anthony.
like leave the planet Earth.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
I'm
scary.
too old to live now.
Yeah.
But that's
I'm
how
not
things
surprised.
should go.
No, dude, this happens all the time, especially at Barstool. We got people who are like 50 and we got people coming out of college.
Yeah.
And they're a lot of times on the same show. And we find out that like there was one girl who didn't know who Dave Matthews was. And we were like,
The band?
you know,
Band?
she had no idea. And then they show a TikToker to Dave who's like got 100 million followers. And Dave's like, I have no idea who that is. And it's
Yeah.
like, this is called old people and young people.
Yeah.
This is not, but when
But you should still have some type of, you should know certain things.
people.
All right.
Yeah. It's
Right.
like,
You can
I
know
know
things,
who
but not be-
Elvis is.
Like,
I wasn't
yeah.
around
Yeah.
for him,
I'm fully aware of who Bill Russell is and
Sure.
but my dad argues about Bill Russell all the time. I did not watch Bill Russell play
No, yeah, you
basketball.
didn't watch him, but
So-
you can,
But would you know?
Even
by
like Jordan,
sight a lot of
I
times?
was still a kid.
Pup, yeah.
So I have way more of a connection to Kobe, Iverson, Shaq than I do to Jordan.
Totally.
I put Kobe over Mike just because I watched Kobe play.
Yeah.
To me, I'm not to debate. You guys are sports guys, but to me, yeah, I'll always resonate with Kobe before MJ because I was fucking 8.
Yeah, you catch the tail end of it. Yeah. like I'm very happy I like saw it and I have memories of it, but I grew up on the crew you're talking about.
I have more vivid memories of Mike as a wizard in the All-Star game.
Oh, that's
just of my age. Like,
don't say that to me again.
I mean, I'm sorry I was born in 1990, Mo. I apologize.
You were born in 1940.
Got that 9 handle. That's crazy.
I mean, I was conceived in the 80s.
Yeah, you think about it, right? Think about it, yeah.
Yeah, my parents was fucking in the 80s, man. I'm an 80s baby.
That's a fact.
But to go back quickly to the change the game point that you brought up, what do you guys think about this French kid that's coming next year? Yeah. Because that's going to be somebody regardless of whether he has the impact they think he's going to have. That's going to change the NBA.
This guy looks like the aliens from Signs.
Yeah,
it's weird.
There's shots of him like that the wingspan shower. He's palming 2 basketballs.
Yeah,
it looks like photoshopped. I can't even tell you if that's real or not. That one right down there. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
like that does not look human.
I am. The only thing I'm scared of with him is I don't know if his legs and knees will hold up.
Right. Because when you're like,
but his skill set that he has, he could be the greatest ever.
I mean, if
physically
he
his body
bulks up
holds
a little
up.
bit.
Yeah,
because like
physically his body holds up.
He was very thin and then put on some pounds. But
when you can shoot like that, it's not like he's the other crazy 7-footers that had to play in the paint.
Right, we're getting
and your knees will get fucked up.
Yeah.
How can you contest that? If he just hangs at the 3-point line.
I mean, but he's still gonna have to guard. He's gonna have to defend. He's gonna have to move around. He's gonna have to get physical. That's my only question with Victor is physically.
Also,
is he gonna be able to hold up?
Bro, when the Knicks drafted Frederick Weiss, France to me is like a big man from France always will scare me.
Yeah.
You know? When Vince Carter put his nuts on that dude's head, I mean that is, and I know I'm comparing, this fucking next level generational player to Frederick Weiss is silly, but it's I guess when you're playing against other men and pros and shit, it's actually become more of a global game. It's actually more impressive, but I'm always a little skeptical if it translates. But
his skill set is crazy.
It looks like a movie.
His skill set is scary, man.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have for me the only question mark is
his health.
Will his knees?
Has he been injured or anything yet, or you're just saying because he's like skinny and so big?
Yes, and then when you're that young. You grow like that fast.
Right.
Just your body just wears down quick. Especially when you're running up and down, jumping, banging with other big guys. Like it's just not.
But that's what his agent and his team have been saying. That's the only thing they've been focusing on. Like they hired 2 doctors, specialists that that's
and
all he's been focusing on.
I'm about to say that now, as opposed to in the 80s and the 90s, the technology, the way guys work out, rehab.
You see the Stan Van Gundy's tweet?
I was literally pulling it up right now.
Yeah, he it was very funny. Him and Garnett, he did not understand what
him and KD had a little back and forth.
Who? Jeff Van Gundy?
No, Stan was like, in the 90s, we had a trainer and a strength coach, and everybody stayed healthy. And now we have full teams, and everyone's getting injured. And KD replied, Stan's spitting. And Stan thought that meant something bad. He was like, no, I'm not being disrespectful. And KD wrote back, I'm agreeing with you, Stan. But it's true. It's like, how are things almost, we need to rest guys, and everyone's getting injured. And it's
Load
back then it
management.
was.
Is there a conspiracy to this? Or what do you guys think the reason is?
I also think sometimes it's I don't know. It's there probably were the same amount of injuries and shit. It's I know guys were playing with bloody nose and shit. Yeah. They did play through it, but I'm sure there were.
I mean, it's simple as this. The players are making more money these days, and I think that the GMs and the CEOs of these teams are like, all right, we need him out there. You know what I mean? So to make sure he's healthy, don't push him too
putting up
hard.
$50 million a year for him.
So it's different now.
I mean, I was actually back to that Charles thing. He might. I don't know what his contracts were like when he played. He might make more money broadcasting than he does. Does he?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he was at the time when you're making nobody was making $10 million a year except for MJ.
They were fucking
now you're putting up $200 million over 4. It's fucking bananas.
What do you think the French kid will get? Because obviously he'll go number 1.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm not saying contract wise. I know there's stipulations with rookies, but like shoes. Does he go highest contract?
I mean, well, coming in, he's going to be on a rookie contract.
I'm saying shoe deal.
Like
shoe deal.
Shit like that.
Oh, they're going to give him. I mean, Nike is not going to lose this kid to
anybody.
Nobody.
You know what is weird though? It's just like nobody did it like Mike did it with shoes. Like Kobe has a line that's well respected, and some people rock KDs, and there's some.
What's funny? Kobe was ahead of his time because right now those shoes
play.
Yeah, they look like what sneakers are now. At the time when they came out, it's like if it wasn't Kobe Bryant, those were the ugliest fucking things.
Absolutely. A lot of low tops.
Low
tops, and the ones that look like the Audi cars that everybody clowned. Like if Kanye put those out with Yeezy Season 5 or whatever, people would have been like, oh, wow, you know. But even like, I don't know, you know, Dame Lillard, like a lot of like guys who are fucking like people like them and want to look like them and act like them, but the shoes.
I mean, I think it's only been Jordan and Iverson that have ever made shoes you can wear as lifestyle.
Right. Iverson did have.
Well, that's another.
I mean, some people wore bronze, but listen, you look kind of nuts when you had them in the club.
Like you look like you're, you know, about to play ball.
They look great on the court. They look like actual.
Yeah. Well, that's also why, you know, MJ had Tinker Hatfield as the designer at Nike. And that's another argument people talk about. Is he Michael as a player versus Tinker as a shoe designer? It's like those two came together, and one without the other, like who knows? But because it's never really been replicated, it's like
I hope he signs with LeVar Ball.
Oh, that was my favorite time in the world.
Listen,
Big Baller Brand was one of my favorite fucking like.
I respected that. I respected that. I love that.
I respected it so much. I paid the $1,000 for the sneakers. Never came.
Never got them.
I never got them.
I got them.
They never were shipped.
They were a size 13, and I do not wear a size 13. I asked for a size 10. They were like, "Here you go." They were straight up.
This is what we got.
Plastic, dude.
Which overall, in the scope of things, makes it even doper to me.
It was.
You just get what you want,
and they were
because it was LeVar shipping them.
What you get, and you'll be happy about it. We grabbed the company card and we bought like a bunch of T-shirts, the shoes, the slides. I don't even think those aren't the original ones. Do like Big Baller original?
No, those definitely aren't.
Were made of plastic and felt. I swear to God, like felt that you played with like in elementary school when you're doing like arts and crafts was the
like
tongue.
Plastic sneakers.
Did you ever stuff some cotton balls, double socket, and wear them out?
That's what LeVar was going to tell you to do.
I wore them like I did like a review video and I never fucking saw them again.
What would have been funny is if he only sent out 13s and was like, my son wears the 13. All y'all are wearing 13s now.
But like, yo, the market's the market. He said they're $495 and people bought them.
Listen, man,
and you
I
know
respect
what, though?
it.
Also props to him because like he has very, very, very much faded to the background and let his sons like play ball now. You know, a lot of people were like, do you even want LaMelo on your team because of LeVar? And it's like, no, you want LaMelo on your team. Yeah.
He wasn't LeVar Ball wasn't wrong. I think that he was just so passionate, and you know, it's something that comes with a dad being that passionate. It's like, oh, because you were trying to be a basketball player, now you're trying to force your kids to be these basketball players. Sure. No, he just believed in his kids. He believed that they were talented and they had the foundation and the support that they were going to make it. And he was absolutely right.
At the end of the day, you have multiple kids who are professional athletes. You've done a good job as a father. Yeah. I think there's some other shit that went down, whatever. Yeah. But like you have, and I think you almost had 3 with LiAngelo, right?
Yeah.
You almost you got signed for a minute or whatever. So like you did a good job.
He's playing overseas right now, I think. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So,
but I mean, everyone was always shitting on him like, all right, it's about your kids. Why you always want attention? Why are you the one talking? Look at the genius and beautiful plan he had. He got him on the market value of his brand and his kids, no matter how they were playing at the time, to the highest possible value it could be. And he disappeared.
And then peace. Yeah. Gone.
So clearly he wasn't in it for the attention. Yeah. Like, he was like fucking Whack 100 is on Clubhouse right now. He handled every situation, no matter what came at him.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. Like, we need to talk now, I think, more about him than we did before.
Yeah, give him props.
The flowers he deserves for this type of shit.
Absolutely.
That's why
LeVar
French
Ball,
kid,
he got it right.
Go to Big Baller Brand.
Yeah.
Let's revamp this shit.
I can promise
I want LeVar back on First Take.
I can promise you, Victor will not be signed.
Victor's the biggest baller, dude. He is the biggest baller.
Yo, Victor
Didn't
looks
he say he could beat MJ one-on-one or something?
Yes.
Like he was literally
he said,
just
MJ, too small.
LeVar Ball?
You're too small. Never lost. Never lost.
Yo, Victor looks like, remember when you had the Nerf hoop as a kid? and then like an adult walked in the room?
And
That's what it looks like.
I used to have to jump to dunk on this.
Yo, I just had a moment with my kids. I took my son back to the playground that I used to play on, and there was a 10-foot hoop, and then there was a low hoop, and we used to play on both, and we would play on the low hoop, and we would fucking throw down.
Yeah.
And my whole life, I thought that hoop was 8 feet. And I was like, I couldn't dunk on 10, but like you could put me on an 8-foot hoop, and we were like throwing alley oops, fucking in traffic. And I get there, and it was a 6-foot hoop. It was like this. I was like touching my head. I was like, oh man.
Heartbreaking.
I was like, this makes a lot more sense. A lot more sense.
We were so pathetic. Even on the low hoop, we would get a cinder block and a piece of wood.
Jump off that shit.
Jump off it.
Put the cinder block on the floor, on the court?
Yeah. Just to give you like more, dunk. So you could like try real dunks, not just dunk it.
That's sick.
That's
crazy. I've never seen that.
Why not?
No, I get it.
I'd do it now.
Dude, the ability to dunk, if you could give me the ability to dunk, there's just something about like.
What would you rather do, dunk or hit a home run in Yankee Stadium?
Ooh.
Just like one dunk.
Dunk baseline in the Garden.
Yeah,
in the Knicks jersey or a home run in a Yankee jersey.
I'm a Mets fan, so fuck the Yankees.
Oh,
wow. But
I forgot about that.
Can't really
I will. I still will take dunking because there's also something about like you can't. If you can dunk, like there's courts like you can dunk now. You know what I mean? Like there's no pickup baseball. There's no like you're at the courts and like if somebody shows up right now and just fucking throws down, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
If you could do that in your everyday life, that to me is like the best single thing you can do in sports.
It goes away though. I used to throw down. I can't anymore.
I bet, yeah.
I think hitting a home run is like
the
crazy.
Best.
Just watching everybody just look at that shit.
The moment of like, you know it's gone and you stand there.
That's just it's different.
I'm so happy that like baseball is getting like more lax with the bat flips and the celebrations. Like I want motherfuckers to celebrate for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I want them to stand on home plate.
Listen, man, I want them to put corks back in it. Stop testing for steroids. Matter of fact, let's go to aluminum bats.
I've said
let's go nuts.
That's crazy.
Dude, at least for home run derby, let's go aluminum bats.
Okay.
Put some nets
that would
up
be crazy.
and bing,
That ping, that sound would be amazing. Imagine Aaron Judge swinging an aluminum bat.
Let's litter the East River from Yankee Stadium. Just over the Bronx.
Yo, Aaron Judge in the home run contest with an aluminum bat.
I would love to see that.
2004 Barry Bonds with an aluminum bat.
That's crazy.
When we were kids, we used to hit golf balls with aluminum bats, and they would just soar into the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to them. We could be killing people for all we know because we would hit it like 3 blocks away.
Yeah. Aluminum bats is crazy though.
I still don't understand the steroid thing. Like why?
Do it?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I think the only
don't give me the
problem is-
health because every single league does not give a fuck about the safety of their players.
I think that if they found that it helps with your eye-hand coordination, then you have to take it out. But if it just gives you strength, because you still have to hit the ball.
But I think what the problem is when it's like, in order for me to keep up with my job, I got to do something that's gonna like kill my body later. That's kind of an unfair thing to put on somebody if they don't want to do steroids.
I say that to coal miners.
Well, I know, and that's the thing. But that's the counter where it's just like, what are we talking about here? Like if I can make
my grandfather worked in the
and-
Great Depression. Right.
No, totally. I think it's like, and also by the way, like everybody basically is like, maybe it's not anabolic steroids.
Yeah,
but
it's
they
some type
know
of
you're doing
enhancement.
testosterone replacement therapy and you're doing all these like supplements that are like right up there where you're masking the test or whatever.
They know where to keep it. Like we can't go past this. We got to keep it right.
What's crazy is I can't take steroids, but a man. Never mind. Should we go there?
Yeah.
But a man can transition and win every swimming competition you could fucking think of.
That's insane.
That's steroids. How is that not? How is that any different than steroids?
That is like literally talking about testosterone and having an advantage and all that shit. Yeah, that's wild.
You're literally putting something in your body to make you.
That's why we got to bring Trump back because he's saying he's not going to allow that.
Where did he say that?
Yeah, where did he put that?
He said, "I'm not going to allow trans people to compete."
I do get. I'm like.
Have you seen inflation? I don't care what the president's thoughts are on.
I'm just saying
on college sporting events.
The fact that he said
That's
it,
what's funny
I
is
like this guy.
I get that we're talking about a bigger argument, but people getting bent out of shape about like a high school female swimmer.
Yeah.
That's really what we're, you know what I mean? Like no one's fucking, there's bigger problems out here.
No, it's just to add into the outrage machine.
Yeah.
It's
no doubt.
Again, it's all manipulation with politics. They're always going to pick a topic that does matter, but doesn't matter really to the scope of everything that's happening right now. McCain and Obama argued for 6 months about gay marriage. Right. Instead of our strategy to leave Iraq.
Right. And
so it's just
none
like
of them give a fuck about that shit.
No, of course not. And it's such a stupid topic. By that I mean, just let everyone marry each other. Why is this even a debate?
Right. But it's all just about rallying people. You know what I mean? It's like if you can garner that vote, like they're gonna do it. It's so grimy, dude. And you know what's crazy?
Because of Jesus.
It's Jesus'
it's
fault.
all because of Jesus.
Honestly, it is. It's Jesus' fault. You just say like praise Jesus and they vote for you. It's crazy. But the crazy thing is there's no way to fix it. Like the whole country's just set in their ways, whether it's politics, business, economy, sports. It's just like we're not changing, so why even fucking bother? That's why I don't vote.
Tradition.
Does Barstool? Because I mean, I know you guys have looked through comments and Reddit and everything. What would you say the percentage politically wise would be the Barstool audience? And do you guys have to feed into that at all?
I have definitely said, I've joked around with Feidelberg being like, why don't we just flip the switch and become like 2A MAGA bros and get rich? I mean, like, give me my guns and my fucking horses. And then every time I do it, I don't even know how to do it. I was like, we tried to do it one time and I was like, give me the guns and oil. And I was like, I don't even fucking know what these guys like. But I would say that we are we are way more diverse than people think.
I felt like you are probably one of the only like liberal pussies on that platform.
No. There's a lot of liberal pussies.
All lefties are pussies.
There's a lot of liberal pussies. I think the vocal
We're all pussy.
are probably leaning right.
Yeah.
But you know what was very funny? I don't know how this happened. So we had a meeting like maybe 6 months ago, and we had this sales team put together this huge deck, and it was like, here's what we put out to advertisers. And they had all of our demographic of our fan base broken down. And it was like, you guys actually have a lot of parents that listen to the podcast, and 41% listen to our sports fans. And it was like income and sports and all these different things. And then they told us that my podcast had 21% African-American listeners.
Wow.
And we were just like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. And we got like there's like a whole crew of our fans who are black who started tweeting us being like, you have 21 black fans. And that's it. 21%.
It wasn't
21.
But I do think we are it's also more female than people think. Like a lot of people think it's all dudes, and there's actually like a good amount of female fans. It's for everybody.
Did you send those stats over to Gillian Wallow? Like, hey, us too.
Come on, guys, let's do a show together.
Collab ?
Dude, those guys are unbelievable.
Oh, we love.
They
Gillian
are
Wallow.
unreal.
Do you feel like Tucker Carlson like giggles a little too much when Dave comes on his show?
Dude, he asked me to go on his show.
You gonna do it?
No, it was for some stupid shit. It was there was a fishing scandal where these guys were
what?
Yeah, it was wild. It was one of my favorite things I ever did a 1 Minute Man on. These guys were catching fish and putting like lead balls inside of the fish so that they weighed more. But there's like $500,000 on the line in these fishing tournaments.
Oh, okay.
So people were hot. They were like, "Yo, you're stealing money from me." And Tucker Carlson asked me to come on his show and talk about that. And I was like, I don't know anything about fucking fishing. I don't know anything about Fox News. I don't know anything about you. I am steering clear of this one. But yeah, Dave and Tucker, I think they go on like mandates together.
So is that so that's similar like in Cool Runnings when they put weights in front of the sled? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah,
to the
basically.
But don't they? Don't they open the fish up?
That was, these guys got caught because they like finally did that. So they sliced them open and like little cannonballs just started falling out of these things. It was wild, man.
That's it.
And how did Tucker spin this to it being Hillary's fault?
You know he did.
They found her emails in the fish.
Yeah.
You know,
well, she emailed about this specifically.
They found her email in the fish.
Yeah, it was Hunter Biden who was the one providing the fucking lead balls.
Speaking of Hunter, did you guys hear about his
laptop. Yeah.
No, he had a baby with a stripper and wants the kid not to take on the Biden last name.
Bro, I think you've done enough to the Biden last name.
Yeah, this is
glass houses, bro. Yo, what is the deal? Like every time that man has had sex or done drugs, he filmed it.
I think that's the story.
Put it on camera.
The story of Cinderella.
What is that about?
I think that's the plot to Cinderella.
Yeah. Hunter Biden had about...
You know that's going to be a movie where he finds out that he's part of the Biden
4 year. Oh, it's like
he doesn't want the baby to have the last. His father doesn't want him to have the last name anymore.
Like you are already the Biden embarrassment, dude. You cannot say that if you're the fucking crackhead hooker fucker.
Crackhead hooker fucker.
God is still working on him.
God got to hurry up though. Like he's not finished yet.
Yeah.
When I found out Hunter Biden's age, that's what blew me away. It wasn't the coke. It wasn't
how old
pics. He's like almost in his 50s.
Whoa.
Yeah, he looks great
Google's
for
he's high 40s.
Look at this. So he says this is slick.
I'm not thinking
look
about
at that
America.
quote that's a little bit further down. He said it would rob the kid of a peaceful existence. So he's doing it for the kid.
Yeah,
he doesn't want the kid.
And the kid is 4 years old.
Because by the way, you're taking like $10 million on the low from fucking China like every month, but you don't want that because your last name's Biden, but you don't want him to have that, huh?
I mean, they could hyphenate it maybe.
Roberts Biden.
Call it B-Dane.
Hunter Jr.
I just think it's impressive you can do that much coke at his age and still function.
Still fuck and still be out
crack.
there.
And you know he's mixing the coke with Viagra.
He was probably there with Ric Flair and Bun B and Charlie.
He took the photo.
Mike Tyson.
He took the picture.
That's hilarious. Do you think Tucker would have Maul and I on?
Would Tucker
He'd
have
Maul on
dude?
you.
That's true.
He would definitely have me on.
Yeah.
Tucker's a hustler too, though. These guys are all phonies. Like,
of course.
If tomorrow he could make more money being liberal, he would. That Tommy Lahren used to be like on a liberal website, and now she's Miss fucking MAGA because cash rules.
Pays well.
You know, we've always said like Dave and a couple guys have gone on Fox News a lot, and we always say like we'll go on fucking CNN tomorrow too. We'll go where there's an audience. We'll go where there's cameras. We're trying to grow the brand, but only one side asks. So. What can you do? But it's like you can't go on Tucker Carlson every other week and then be like, I'm not political. I'm not on the right. It's like, well, your best friend's Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think Dave would do well with Anderson.
Dude.
Donald, I mean, they do well.
They have a lot in common.
Do they?
No, they don't.
Yeah. How come Dave's
not to anybody?
How come Dave's not eating pizza with Anderson Cooper?
If Anderson wanted to, he would, bro. I'm telling you.
Well, what's in this bag?
This guy sounds like
deposit.
Yo.
Why? Just a couple $1,000 here. Like, what is this? Why would they do this?
Why would they do this?
And I have to return this because I'm a good person. I guess. How interesting. Okay. I'm at McDonald's.
Bro,
look how life works. He is the absolute guy that this would happen.
Yep. Oh, wait.
He returns it.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I really want to give you a hug. Oh, my God.
That's what he wanted.
Yo,
I would give him a apple pie?
in the wind with my Big Mac and 5K. See you later.
So they give him $200 in a month worth of. They said, come back for a month. You can have as much McDonald's as you want.
I mean, at least they gave him something.
In a month?
The only thing I will say about this,
give me a year,
is
no, give me the $5,000.
That should be free McDonald's for life.
Yeah, like
because
what?
these burgers are worth like a penny each. You can break me off burgers
a month. I have a month to eat as much McDonald's as I want.
Y'all think that's McDonald's money?
That was the.
So that's
the y'all thing was that was McDonald's money?
Like what are we talking about? McDonald's like managers take out the register and bring it to the
and then put it in a plastic baggie.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess it looks like that was a deposit for the store from the bank that they got to take.
I don't know. I watched BMF the series and Big Meech. They were selling crack
out of the drive-through.
So yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. This could have been a drop off.
That's why she thanked him. She's like, we didn't have the work and we didn't have the money.
We don't know. He could be knee deep in the crack game, and
this would be the greatest.
He realized he knew who the plug was, and he wanted to return that money.
Imagine if this guy just moves weight.
Yeah, Noriega could owe him 1,000 favors.
Just look at this guy. This would only happen to him. Like he's the most just
that voice
happy to be.
It sounded like the TikTok robot voice, but it's his real voice.
Yeah, like he's just happy to be here. He just really wanted his chicken nuggets or whatever he ordered. He didn't
The
come
thing
here.
is, if let's say it is McDonald's money, like someone's getting fired over that shit.
And then that doesn't hurt. $5K to a McDonald's? Come on. They probably
don't
make
think
that in an hour.
You don't think there's some manager who's like, you lost $5K for today, like you're fired? Like McDonald's Corporation, yeah, but like the individual.
Oh yeah, somebody would have gotten fired.
Yeah.
But in the grand
I don't know if
scheme,
I want that on my conscience.
So what are you guys doing with it? Are you driving or
oh yeah, I'm out of here.
We're leaving out one thing in this story.
I didn't want to say it. Didn't want to say it. He's got like
only return the money.
All right. He appears.
His voice was
His voice.
Should we believe that too?
Yes.
Yes.
All of that.
Bleep all of that.
I'm taking like $1,000 for myself and being
Something
like,
gotta
look,
come
I
up
found
short.
I'm just going to
4,000.
continue
Yeah,
to
you know?
drive.
Something got to come up.
Yeah,
short.
you could short it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, Eddin, our guy over here,
crime.
pretends to be a good person. We all know he's a piece
I don't
of shit.
pretend
We've
to
been
be a
on
good
tour
person.
with
I'm
him.
just
We know the
better
real
than
He's a
Eddin.
piece of shit.
He immediately was like, I would have returned the money immediately.
It also depends on who you are and how much money you make and shit. It's like if
It's also
$5,000 is making
Also,
if you need
McDonald's is
rent,
a big
then
part
you're
of his
taking it.
diet. So
Yeah, exactly.
How
Come on, I
much
gotta
money?
get back.
How much money do you need to be making to get $5,000 placed in your McDonald's? First of all, if you have enough money, why are you going to McDonald's at that hour?
Oh, stop that.
Stop playing, bro.
Yo,
You act like you don't eat McDonald's.
I could be a billionaire and I'm
Right.
going to McDonald's.
Are you yourself? We just talked about Trump driving his own car. You yourself are going to McDonald's if you're a billionaire, or is someone going to get the
I'm
McDonald's?
gonna
for you?
always want McDonald's fries. I don't care how much money I got.
And I kind of like them fresh in the drive-thru. You start eating them on the way home.
Yeah, it's true.
You get them delivered to you and they're cold by the
it's
time
the
they get
worst.
to you.
Don't Uber Eats McDonald's.
Don't Uber Eats any fast food.
yeah,
I'm with you on that.
But all right, so how much money do you guys have to make to return $5,000? I'm telling you now, I don't make enough right now to return $5,000.
I'm not a free $5,000.
I'm keeping it because what I do with it will probably benefit more people than it just going to a local McDonald's. Like I'm not just gonna like hoard it.
I
and
think
spend it.
Hunter Biden's taking that
I would
$5,000
like
and going crazy.
Send my parents on a vacation. Like I would do something like that.
What if that was all of the money from the little McDonald's house?
Here comes
stealing
Peter
the charity
Pan.
money.
Yeah, that's the charity money.
I hate people like you. Look at you trying to be more like, oh, I would take the money and I'd take my parents to an island. No, you wouldn't. You buy some Coke and fuck somebody.
Julian said, I would end world hunger with that $5,000.
I would go down to Skid Row and I would buy everyone
Fix all the
tents.
homelessness.
Yeah, new tents and needles. Yeah.
I would end world hunger today with that
you wouldn't.
$5,000. No, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't tell anyone.
I'm just not trying to have someone's fucking getting fired on
on
my
your conscience. Yeah, I feel you.
You see what I'm saying? But that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
This is great. The slap boxing.
Bro.
Before we get off that wouldn't bother my conscience. If somebody
Made him
at
mistake.
McDonald's
Yeah.
put $5,000 in a bag with an apple pie and handed it to someone in the drive-thru, you should be fired.
Yeah. That's
Matter
a
of
good
fact,
point.
when I return that money, I would expect the boss to still go,
Right.
I know we got the money back.
Yeah,
You're fired.
You're still fired. You still are an
Absolutely.
idiot.
One real quick, all right? Julian had brought this up the other day. If there was a button right in front of you and you knew
I
if you
love
pressed that
these.
button,
Yeah.
right, you would get $1 million, but a random person in this
Dies
world will
somewhere.
die.
Mhm.
What would you do?
I don't think I can kill people.
But you wouldn't know who it is.
I'm with you on
But
that.
pressing that
I
button.
know that someone dies.
Yeah.
So like I spend the rest of my life being like, who was it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, you probably spent like 10 minutes wondering.
Yeah. And when that $1 million hits your account, you're like, damn.
Let's keep it a buck. How long after 9/11? This is a great Louis joke. He goes, "How long after 9/11 did you jerk off?"
yeah.
And he goes, "I'll tell you my answer. It was in between the two towers."
That's one of the questions we have is do you not jerk off on certain sacred days, whether it's a holiday or an anniversary or something like 9/11? Would you ever abstain from jerking off on?
I mean, on 9/11, I might stay away from hummus, but I'm still going to jerk off.
I waited like 2 days after my
I ate
mom
so
passed
much
it.
hummus on 9/11.
You waited 2 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You waited
What
2
took you
days
so
after
long?
your mom.
Yeah.
Wait, what did he say?
He said he waited 2 days to jerk
after his mom
off.
passed to jerk off.
Oh.
Your mom wants you to be happy.
Yeah.
Come
That's
on.
sick.
Well, no.
I will never look at Eddin the same
No,
again.
what's
Bro,
sicker
how long
is he
you wait?
thought about
How
it.
long you waiting? How long you waiting?
I would still be. in a fucking fetal position crying in 2 days.
Yeah, because you haven't got the come out, yo. You got to get that poison out of you, dude. It's a physiological thing.
What's the advice anytime you're grieving? Someone says, find a way to distract yourself.
There you go. See?
Yeah, but jerking off.
That's like a 5-minute distraction.
I think it's weirder if you stop yourself. If I have the urge to jerk off right after a family
If
member
your
passes,
mother stops you, if your dead mother stops you from jerking off, why is your mom and your jerk off business even together?
that's where I'm like,
no, but
stopping myself would be weirder.
You just lost your mom. That's still on your brain. Like you will never get over that.
Yo, and bro, listen.
I'm coming.
Were you thinking about? Were you thinking about her?
I need to have I need to be thinking clear to get through this grieving process.
Oh, I thought you were about to say to jerk off. Kevin's like, all right, everybody, shh. All right, I'm about to jerk off.
And
that too.
I mean,
at least
the amount of towels that my mom probably washed when I was a kid, I would want to honor her.
Are you still one of those guys that jerk off in towels?
I mean, when I was younger,
Oh my god!
At least that text from mom isn't going to pop off.
I didn't do
anymore.
I didn't do the good towels, Maul. It was, I found the nasty rags.
Y'all was sicker than I thought. This
you never jerked off in a towel when you were a kid?
Yeah, when you were a kid.
A kid. Yesterday,
Keyword, a kid.
Oh, now you better jerk off in
pretty much jerked off into anything, any sort of fucking thing that could catch it. When you're that
any apparatus, like what is this thing? I was jerk off in this right now.
I was 11, rubbing my dick on the side of the couch. That feels great.
Absolutely, man.
Ruining socks never made sense to me. That never made sense to me.
Cups is fucking sick. Cups. That's all right. Now I'm looking at you a little different.
We know what type of porn he's
Tucker, do not have this guy on.
I'm always yesterday's boxers. It was like whatever. Yo, speaking of $5,000, the slap thing.
This is crazy.
The prize for this was $5,000.
No
this
way.
guy went 10 rounds and ended up with a face like this.
10 rounds.
He got $5,000.
10 rounds.
Bro,
yo, his eardrum is busted.
Explodes, dude.
His eardrum is busted.
That's the winner. That's the guy who won.
He won?
Look at his cheek.
Winner.
Because he slaps the guy after this, and I think both of their eardrums are busted at this point.
And
that's why they have the tissue
listen,
stuff in
this
their
is
ear.
Because that's gonna help right now.
Yeah, right. Give me a couple.
Throw some chalk on it.
Balls. I'll be fine. I don't think I've actually seen him slap. I've only seen him get slapped. But
it doesn't look like the other guy's been touched.
No, it's on
the other side of his face.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's what's funny is the one side everybody looks fine. This is in Romania. It was in Las Vegas, but it's the Romanian slap league. So like 5K is probably like big dollars over there. But I don't care not to have your face like that.
I hope the United States did not make them get work visas for that. I hope they didn't have to pay taxes on that $5,000.
Just give them the $5,000.
This was in Vegas.
At McDonald's. Come on.
So they did this
at
in
customs,
Vegas.
go ahead.
Go.
We heard about you.
Bro, look at that.
Can you imagine this guy watching the video of the guy leaving McDonald's with $5,000 and going back
for free? That guy ordered an apple pie and got the same amount of money he got for doing that,
and didn't get an apple pie.
Right.
Yeah, but this is how big do we think this sport is? If we want to call it a sport. How big do we think this can be?
So Dana White has his own like league/show coming out in a couple weeks.
Wow.
Bad timing. But he
very bad timing. Well, actually, great timing. That's great promo.
They push back the release.
Great promo.
That's what some people were saying.
Great promo.
But what was
promoting his league?
Yeah.
His today was actually
guerrilla marketing.
I saw some listen. It's called Slap League. I mean, like it's whatever. Today was the first day I saw a lot of pushback because I guess the rule in MMA fighting is if your opponent cannot intelligently defend yourself, that's when you're supposed to call it. And in this league, you are not allowed to. You can't duck. You can't move with it. You have to just take the punch.
Take the slap.
Take the slap. So they're like, this actually violates like rule number 1 of combat sports, and that's going to set back the sport and blah 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 blah. I think this is more like, I don't think this is a sport. I think this is going to be on TBS for people to just go, oh shit,
for sure.
You know, so no one's going to be putting these guys at the same level as any other of these athletes. But it's probably a way, like if you got nothing and you want to make some money. It's kind of like steroids. It's like, yo, you are a poor person from Romania and you're looking to make a quick buck and you can do it by taking some slaps.
This reminds me of one of my favorite childhood movies, Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
Arm wrestling.
Oh my God.
This is like the next level of that.
Do they owe?
It's exactly that.
Do they owe Hot 97 royalties for this?
They should.
If I was Ebro, I would be outraged. Yeah, Smackfest.
Yeah.
Smackfest was definitely.
They would do neighborhood versus neighborhood, and Ebro would just stand there and say,
"Go ahead,
go."
That's some brutal shit, man.
To stand there and just let somebody slap you, though, that's just like
you got to be like a little sick in the head.
Where are you at in your life?
It's almost like human nature too. Like you're gonna move.
Yeah.
The fact that these guys can just stand in there and take those shots is kind of impressive.
That's very impressive.
I'm not kidding. That would kill me. I think that would snap my neck and I would be dead. Those guys could kill me one shot.
Test for steroids for this sport.
Absolutely. Sure.
I take everything I say back.
For sure.
So is it rounds and then there's like a decision, or just until someone taps out?
It's knockout or tap out. But there was one. See if you can search on Twitter like slap, and it was girls. The girl does a somersault. She's so out of it, she starts to stumble forward, and then she just like does a flip.
Oh yeah, she got knocked
out.
And
then she keeps going. She keeps like doing, the next round.
What if you go first and you slap the person and decide, all right, I'm done. Like I tapped out.
That's actually there better be a rule.
Yeah,
that you gotta go at least.
You gotta go 1 round at least.
Yo, smacking the shit out of someone and then going, would be the funniest fucking thing in the world.
You win. You win, dude. You go home and I got to slap the fuck out of you.
Weren't they doing a MMA league that was no gloves, like just bare fists?
Bare knuckles, yeah. There's always some like savage shit where there's going to be people who are like, we don't care and we're going to we want to make that money. You know?
I mean, not to say MMA is too far away from that, because those gloves are
nothing
to protect your hand more than to protect someone else's face.
Something there, yeah. We had a throwback question. It was basically this, like, you're not fighting him, but you're going like punch for punch. And Big Cat, who's a big dude, he's like, 6'2", 6'3", like heftier guy. He said he could go punch for punch with Floyd Mayweather and would knock him out.
No way.
Because he's bigger and Floyd's like,
was this LeVar Ball that you're talking about?
Yeah. So that was the, like, we argued about that for like fucking years.
But Floyd debunked that whole thing because he had a young kid he was training fight one of his bodyguards, and the young kid like fucked his bodyguard up, broke his nose.
Really?
Like they had to stop it. Like, because his bodyguard was some big fucking.
So I think his caveat was, I get to go first. So you think if a dude who's like got like 100 pounds on Floyd can fucking unload like this, Floyd doesn't get to duck, he doesn't get to move, he gets to fucking unload on him. Floyd's just gonna eat that and then knock him out.
Okay, Zab almost put Floyd down. He's admitted that. Even though Zab is the same weight class as Floyd Mayweather,
we're talking about
I think Zab has a harder punch than a guy twice his size that just doesn't know how to actually fight punch from his fucking hips.
Right. That he was like, I would unload on him. I'm like, these guys, their jab is probably stronger than your fucking crow hop.
Yeah.
But we had a good argument about that for about a decade straight.
I mean, boxing debates and fighting debates are my favorite bullshit sports.
Do you remember when there was the Ronda Rousey arguments about could she beat guys when she was at her peak? And then just like
Ronda Rousey could definitely
beat girls, bro. Not other professional fighting men.
Oh no.
Yeah, like she could beat the shit out of me.
Oh yeah. For
sure.
Oh,
I thought people were debating that. Like,
yeah.
The average guy. Yeah, Ronda's beating the shit out of the average guy.
Yeah.
They were saying she could beat like
lower, like lower level, like she's the champion.
Maybe.
I still think, even if it depends on the size, like if you're talking about just like a street brawl,
yeah,
I still think a big dude is gonna.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I guess she's putting you in like an arm bar.
That's what I'm saying. Even in a street fight, they're even more exposed to easy takedowns.
Right.
Like if Ronda could peep something just where his weight is shifted, Ronda's got her leg over his neck on the sidewalk already. And then from there, it's just punching.
The girls who are fighting now, because she was like the champ for so long, but there was so few girls competing. Now the chicks that fight are fucking legit, man.
That's why I laughed at all the Jake Paul shit. Now obviously people know what time it is with him, but those early days when they were saying Nate Robinson was going to beat him up, I'm like, I'm not saying he's a professional fighter, but he trains in boxing.
Right. Dude, he knows how to throw a punch.
Nate was great in the slam dunk contest.
Right. Just because you play basketball does not mean you can fight.
It's like, I don't know what. Do you guys not understand how fighting works?
No,
I don't know why people thought Jake Paul. When I saw like him in a gym, like sparring and like working out,
hitting heavy bag.
I said this dude can really, he can box. He can fight.
Of course he can box.
Jake Paul, the fact that Jake Paul has people saying, well, you need to fight a professional boxer now.
Right.
He already won. He was a fucking YouTuber.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden I could, if I had you guys talking about if I could fight a real boxer, that means I've done some insane shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and it's probably true that if he stepped in the ring with just like a regular boxer in his prime, but he's a YouTuber who transferred into this. Like, he can still throw a fucking punch, man.
Absolutely.
And he knows how to pick his opponents. It's perfect. Every time it's perfect. It's a guy whose name is big enough, but he's on the backside of his career, or he doesn't quite box. You know, he's an MMA guy instead, blah, blah, blah. It's always, he always steps it up, but never enough that he's in trouble.
He's got good Mayweather strategy.
Definitely.
As far as how navigating who to fight, how to market.
I mean, like calling out Dana White for not paying fighters enough, like backs that guy into a corner. Like he is... They are not to be trifled with on the internet. They know what the fuck they're doing, man.
I guess with them, I want to see the two of them fight each other.
Who?
I think that's the Mayweather Pacquiao of this whole genre.
I think that's where we're headed one day.
Jake Paul and who?
And his brother Logan. I think the problem is that Jake got like too good.
He's pretty.
I think there was a time where it was like brothers can fight. I think Jake would. I mean, Logan is a fucking freak athlete too. He's doing the shit he does in WWE, flying all over the place. Like, they are both very, very good athletes for like regular people. You know, the fact that we're even comparing them at all to people who are professionals is nuts.
Kind of wild.
Who's your favorite rapper
of all time?
Yeah.
Hey, fresh from the groomers. Hey, cutie.
I am a grumpy old man when it comes to music. I don't like any new music. I don't think any of it compares. And so I don't fuck with anything new. Hello, darling. How are you?
This is Baisley.
Yes.
This is a fresh cut.
Oh, yeah. Fresh from the groomers.
If you want to see Baisley's fresh cut, go to youtube.com/Normal.
And now she has to make herself smell like the house, so she's going to
run all over. I feel it.
Rub all over.
I would probably have to just go roll with Jay-Z.
Wow.
Okay.
I feel like that's, to me, like that's the era that I come from, and that's the guy who's like, when you put it all together, almost kind of like the same way we argue with Jordan and LeBron. It's like the music he's made, the money he's made, the career, the business, the life, like all of it. I think he's just like that dude. But anybody from that era is like, I mean, that's what I grew up on and what I absolutely love. And I cannot like, I try to like new shit and it just doesn't work for me.
There's no one.
There's like nobody, dude.
I feel you there.
And I mean, it's also like, you know, people tell me, I know there's still guys out there who are like, it's like real rap, what I call it, you know, Griselda, the guys from Buffalo, and and I'm not saying they're not like good rappers, but to me, they're just not what it once was. I don't know. And any of the real like stars, it does not. I think it's like a whole different genre, if you ask me. It's like comparing different eras in basketball. It's like, how can you even do it, you know?
Let me put you on the spot then. Who do you think won the battle between Gilly and Lil Wayne?
Yo.
Just saying, like, I thought Kev was about to spit a bar. He said, yo. I was like, oh, shit.
I'm just like, the dude sounds a lot like my man Gilly. A lot like Gilly.
You could pull up some freestyles now that I'm like, all right,
dude. The one
Gilly may have had a point.
Dude, Gilly on the basement, was it? Like,
basement freestyle,
the basement freestyle is like,
he sounds like dedication too.
It is, you close your eyes and it's like, oh my God. And there's, you know, of course there's so much more to it, like to become fucking Lil Wayne, but there's no denying that sound is very, 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 very similar.
It's specific.
Oh no, Gilly definitely brought some style, some sauce, without a doubt, to Wayne's pen. I mean, there's no denying that. Wayne is obviously a legend, with or without Gilly, in my opinion. But to discredit what Gilly brought to the camp and and around Wayne would be like, you're just lying to yourself.
That's
like,
the problem.
It's
is that
evident.
I think it would be fine if there was more like props given to him.
Yeah,
like if
you gotta give him props.
If Wayne shouted him out, or people admitted it more, or people said like, yeah, this is where the flow came from, or he had that style first. I mean, rap. There's a lot of people. A lot of styles get like blended together, and a lot of people sound like, and the people who come before you, change your style and all that shit. But the fact that it seems like they put him on and like just never admitted it, that would eat at me. Like, he's a better man than I am. I would talk about this every fucking day of my life.
If you were in the YouTube streets at that time, Gilly walked on every block in Philadelphia and told everyone that he did.
Good. He should. He fucking should, man.
Of course. It was some of the best content ever.
When you're talking about one being like some people, call him the greatest rapper of all time for their liking. And then, and it's like, well, this is where it fucking came from.
I don't know if it was on this video or another one of like the legendary Gilly DVD stuff from 04, 05. There's a pinned comment from 16 or 17 years ago on YouTube that says, if Gilly never makes it rapping, he should really look into some type of broadcasting or talking space, because he's really good at holding conversations. There's like 1,000 replies to that from like last month. That like, well, you called it 17 years ago.
Dude, those two are one of a kind, and like the chemistry they've got. Obviously, the story, like being cousins and the background, like you cannot replicate that.
Type in Gilly Kid Wayne. I think it was on one of those videos. But Maul, let's put you on the hot seat since we're talking about that topic.
Yeah, the hot seat.
Did Jay-Z take young Chris's flow?
Take? No.
Yeah.
I don't think he took it. I think I think the whole darken the flow thing that Jay started doing, I think Chris definitely made it cool. I think that I wouldn't say Jay took it though. Because it's not like Jay doesn't use that all the time. You know what I mean? It's not like he went on to use
one
that
specific
in
style,
every song or every verse. Like, he didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like he completely changed the way he rapped and started just doing that. Like, I think he definitely adopted it for certain bars and things like that in certain songs.
So he's a thief, is what you're saying?
No, I think that
when
was
you start throwing around words like adopted, influence,
no, but they were all,
he colluded.
No, they were all like, it was like a crew. It was like, and then there were certain songs they were on together.
That's what I mean, though. It's like, you're gonna sound like the people from your neighborhood and the people
that you're
from
hanging out with, that you're working with every day in the studio, writing songs. Like,
what's your favorite album of all time? Because I think that's a different question than who you think your favorite rapper is.
Favorite rap album?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know how to answer that.
Can't even begin.
Yeah,
you don't have what like if I just say like favorite album, you don't have something that pops in your mind, then I'm not gonna hold you to say it's the best ever. But like, boom, it comes to your mind. Like, I can listen to it, no skips, front to back. It's always in my car or whatever, that kind of shit.
I'll change your question a little bit.
Okay.
So I'll be able to answer it. If there was only one album for the rest of my life that I could listen to, just one album, it'd probably be Blueprint, Jay-Z, just because it has everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I may say Reasonable Doubt might be my favorite album, but I'd pick Blueprint because
is Jay-Z your favorite rapper?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
But you have
I was afraid that was a corny answer.
No.
Okay.
No, I think it's the answer.
It's just common.
Okay. It's a safe space.
But yeah, Blueprint gives you R&B shit, gives you soul beats, gives you hit records.
Right.
Blueprint would probably be the overall album that I would choose in that regard. But you are part of one of my favorite things online, Answer the Internet. I think one of the coolest series that's on YouTube. I figured before we get out of here, you have to do it now.
Okay.
Compile. Let's do some quick hits.
Okay.
Would you rather
Okay.
fuck a girl that had sex with 1,000 guys or a girl that banged one animal?
It's an all-time classic right here. It's an all-time classic.
Sleepless nights over this one.
This is a question I think if you get asked this question when you're younger and you are not comfortable with girls that have been with other guys, you're like, 1,000 dudes.
It's a lot of guys.
And then when you get a little older and you just like really use your brain, and it's like an animal, bro, a fucking animal. Also, though, you got to take it a step further, and I have to ask the question, which animal? Because it does make a difference. Come on, let's be real.
Let's go horse.
Yeah, I don't think I can fuck a horse fucker.
Yeah,
I don't know what animal I could.
I can't fuck a
horse
fucker.
That was going to be your next question, because you are saying somewhat that you would fuck a girl that's fucked an animal, because now you're asking what animal.
Right. Listen, there's room for
negotiation.
Yeah.
Is a horse not pretty close to Shaq though?
I don't know.
God, bro.
I couldn't tell you that. He said, right? I don't know.
Yo, I will tell you this. When we had Dennis Rodman on our show, he talked about he has seen a woman get fucked by a horse multiple times.
It's like a thing.
In America.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I can tell you like, 3-4 spots like right now that you can go see that. I thought that like I did not think that was happening.
Say my name at the door.
Yeah,
I got you.
right?
But it's happening here in
Dude,
America.
I was like, yo, I don't know if I could watch that, let alone follow that.
sick.
So I'm sticking with the people, the girls who fuck other dudes, other humans.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, hold on. Did the animal use protection?
I would hope so.
Horse condom?
Yeah.
Horse condom.
Going raw with an animal is kind of crazy.
Which I'm sure is common, sadly. So,
Just
dog.
why do you think that's common?
He just said Dennis Rodman watched somebody fuck a horse multiple times. You think every time was with the condom?
That's like a matinee. She does that
Or
at
that
Eddin.
I don't know if there's if you're fucking a horse, I don't think you're worried about a condom, bro.
Yeah, no.
Right.
You're way past the condom.
You are
level.
way past the condom.
Well, all right. The girl that fucked one animal, what's her human body count?
Yeah, that's
Probably
probably the thing is if you've gone to an animal, you probably fucked 10,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So
After 10,000, you go to horse.
right.
Yeah.
There's no girl out there that's like, I fucked like 3 guys and 1 horse.
Or they are.
What?
There's a lot of people in the world, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people out there.
What if she like didn't count the animals? Like it was just the tip. Like we barely even fucked.
Born again.
He didn't come. The horse
He
didn't
didn't even
come.
Tip.
Like I was so drunk that night. Like I was blackout.
I don't count it.
Who is one celebrity you'd want least to bang your girl, and you can't say Shaq?
I got it in before I could. Because Shaq would for sure be the answer given this episode today.
Well, we could all be Eskimo brothers.
Mal too?
I would say I probably would have a real problem with Derek Jeter.
Wow.
That would
He's a Mets
cut
fan.
to my core,
He's
bro.
a Mets fan.
That would cut to my core.
So Mike Piazza, you good?
I don't think Mike, bro.
You dapping
I
him
don't
up
think
on the
Mike
way
Piazza's
out?
fucking my
First of all-
girlfriend.
And let's all be real. Daryl Strawberry's definitely had some of our women.
Yeah,
He's had all of the women. All of the women. Yeah, like a Yankee would really, like a fucking superstar Yankee would be like,
Even Judge?
Oh, Judge is cleaning up in these streets, allegedly.
Yeah, no,
allegedly.
I don't
we
want-
don't know.
I
But
don't
if it was
want-
Jeter,
He's
you get a
happily
gift
married.
basket.
Yeah, Jeter's he's a gentleman.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I fucked your girl last night, but
Here you go.
Here's some sharp.
Here's a signed ball.
2 years of
and,
Equinox on
some
me. Don't worry about
chocolates.
it. 2 years at Equinox on me. Don't worry about it. I got you.
A friend of mine, actually, I think he went on ESPN and told the story that he brought a chick out, like they went on a date, they went to a bar. Jeter was at the bar, and she left with Jeter.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I've heard.
yeah.
He is like Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Biracial
Like,
angel.
I've heard like like hostesses and waitresses, like kind of like the Tiger Woods shit, where it's like you don't have to be famous, and he like dated the famous girls, but anybody could catch it down there in Tampa.
I mean, and also,
Anybody can take it down here.
I mean, in all the women's defense, have you met Derek Jeter or seen him in person before?
No,
his eyes shimmer. Like he's the most beautiful human being that's ever existed.
When he went bald, he kind of looked like E.T., man. He's a weird looking
Yeah,
guy.
Look
when
at
he
you
went
hating.
bald, he did look. No, I'm with Kevin on that. When he
Eating.
went bald, the first time I saw him take off his hat, he did look like RoboCop without the mask.
Yes.
I was like, holy shit.
Yes.
I said, wait, this is the guy that all
Fuck
the girls are going
yes.
crazy for?
Right. In his prime, I get it, but
look at
I
that.
give him. I respect him for just.
That's Officer Murphy
shaving
right there.
it.
That's
Yes,
Officer
that is-
Murphy. That's Murph.
That's one of the best pins
again-
I've ever heard, man.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah, no, the eyes are
That's
dreamy,
Murphy.
bro.
Look at
The
the
eyes
dreamy.
are-
Pull
it's
up
like-
RoboCop without the mask and put it side to side,
Yo.
please. Same look.
RoboCop is one of the funniest things I've ever fucking heard.
Look at that.
Yeah, I see.
That's Jeter.
That's Jeter.
No, he said it look of RoboCop. That's still Jeter.
That is fucking great.
That is pretty similar.
The next question, I don't want to have you answer. Just I want to make Maul uncomfortable. Sit on a cake and eat a dick, or eat a dick and sit on a cake.
Another classic. It's an all-timer. What do you got, Mo?
That's your favorite album?
Oh, man. Sit on a cake and eat it. Look, first of all, I think eating a dick is the gayest thing you can do on the planet.
By far.
And since I'm definitely not gay, I would have to.
So you're gonna sit on that? Sit on that dick?
I mean,
Mr. Straight over here. I'm sitting on that.
you know
dick.
why? Because I would look at it like maybe I'm getting like a colonic
You're getting something out of it.
Yeah, like my mind
So
would
you
have to go
want
to that.
the dick in your ass?
I mean, I don't want it.
Oh, it sounds like you want it.
But I'm just saying, if we're just asking a question, I'm gonna try to break it down to where it's.
And
not,
you would lie to like, I just got my prostate checked.
I just got my.
Why are you limping,
checked.
Mom?
Yeah, I just got my a colonic. Got my colon cleansed. Things like that.
Would you have a preference on the cake?
I was gonna say just like the
Or the
animal.
dick.
What about if it's your favorite cake?
Yeah.
What if it's your
What if it's your least favorite cake?
Well, no
I
one,
cannot eat that.
And what if it's Derek Jeter's dick?
He's vegan.
Yeah, what about that?
eat
You
a
can't.
dick.
It's
Eat a
a
dick.
non-vegan cake.
But both
You
of
gotta
them.
eat that dick. It's probably a non-vegan dick
And
too, though.
that dairy's gonna stir up your guts.
Oh.
You might be shitting on that dick.
But wait, it's the same question though, isn't it? Sit on a cake and eat a dick, or eat a dick and sit on a. It's the same question.
It's
Asked
supposed,
backwards.
yeah,
It's
it's supposed to
reversed.
be sit on a dick,
Eat a
and
cake.
eat a cake. Yeah. So
Oh,
you're either
eat it.
sitting. You're
Sorry.
either the dick's either in your ass or in your mouth.
yeah.
And the cake's either
how
on
much
your ass or
would-
in your mouth.
Right?
Could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck?
Oh yeah, I'm
Good job.
no dick in my
Ball
mouth.
chucked wood.
No dick. In my mouth.
Whatever leaves me walking out of here without having a dick in my mouth. That's what I choose.
Okay,
But it's a dick in your ass.
but no one also.
Or I got a colonic, a colonoscopy, a colon, whatever how you say it.
By Johnny Sins.
Yeah. Johnny Sins. Why do your brain retain these names, Johnny Sins? You know, it's nasty. I'm just saying he threw it out there. I know the name, but I wasn't thinking it.
What if the girl that fucked 1,000 guys or one animal called you a whore for sitting on the dick? So
On
you're
one?
damaged. Yeah, you can't. I
I
can't
would,
fuck
I would
with
have
him.
to laugh. I would laugh. I'm like, you know what?
Well played,
I
well
feel
played.
you. Yeah,
Also,
right.
no one finds it hilarious like to sit on a cake.
That's what's funny. Is like a sloppy old
Like
cake
just sitting on a
fucking-
cake.
Yeah, you got cake ass now.
just frosting all up in your
Yeah.
fucking junk and shit.
For $20K, would you carry around a human-like sex robot and intro it as your girlfriend?
Well, how long do I have to do this?
A day, 24 hours.
Oh yeah.
What?
yeah.
Bro, I'm trying to
Might do it
get
for less than $20K.
I'm trying to get a human-like sex robot for fucking just for yeah.
This
and
is
I
like-
get 20 grand.
This is like the apple pie and 5K thing.
Yeah, this is you get a bonus, dude. I'm telling you, man. Girls have had it too good for too long. They got goddamn fucking artillery. They have toys and weapons
Yeah.
and shit's vibrating and
Yeah.
all sorts of shit, and they can do that and it's fine.
And they can vote.
if you have a fucking sex robot, you're like a weirdo. You're a pervert.
Yeah.
We gotta take some of the power back. here.
Equality.
Yeah, we should all have sex robots.
I'm with it.
And I think it's weirder if women took out vibrators after 9/11 instead of us just beating off. Like, you're creepier for, like, you turn something on.
You put the batteries in, all that shit.
He went and plugged it in. It wasn't charged.
Yeah.
Would you rather spend your life in a country music video, rap video, mall? You don't need to answer this one because we probably wouldn't be safe for you.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I actually don't think it's safe for mall in either of those situations.
like the 7th grade version of me who was like wearing G-Unit sneakers and the fucking and like Rockaware and stuff would love to like to think that I would fit in the rap video and have fun, but I'll probably just have to go to the country music and I wouldn't be as happy about it.
What year?
Personally, I would enjoy the rap video more. I just think I would like bring down the vibe.
This is the only one. It's weird that I didn't ask questions on the sit on a dick one, but I would ask questions in this one. What year rap video?
That's a great question.
Right now?
No, God.
That means you would have to do drill.
Yeah.
Those videos are real.
They're fire though.
Yeah.
I might end up in a RICO case by being in that fucking rap video. Fuck that.
Yo.
Country video any day for me.
Yeah?
With the truck?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
give me
a
the-
truck and like
my
a
John
cold
Deere.
beer and like a
John Deere cold beer.
pretty
John
white girl.
Deere and cold beer.
There you go.
That's all I
Turn it
need.
into a rap video.
Yeah.
Let's go. We'll have a Nelly fucking
Exactly.
country crossover.
Yeah. Rap video? No, it's
You're
just too
six
much
shooter.
stress.
What's it?
Of course, Julian picked all the dick ones. Would you rather have one giant dick as an arm or dicks as fingers?
See, the problem with the dicks as fingers.
It's not that tough of a
Yum. So I get 10 dicks, huh? Yeah. The thing about the dicks.
That's
as
how that girl
fingers-
got to 1,000 guys.
There you go.
She met a.
Are you talking like these dicks are gonna be? Do they operate like regular dicks? Is always
So
the
I
question.
would, yeah, I would imagine they're flaccid, and then
Yeah.
the way in which, like, say you brushed on something, or if you saw something you like,
yeah.
So,
the
so
problem is-
Wolverine is what
yeah,
you're saying.
they creep up on you.
Because if you need to do
imagine-
something quick, I gotta like open a door real fast. There's a burning building, and I got a flaccid dick. Yeah, you gotta have.
You gotta start thinking about 9/11.
What
thinking about his mom? It's the whole thing.
Get in the elevator with you and be like, yo, can you press 4 for me?
That's what I mean.
I was about to ask. Like you have to get people.
Just get this off real quick.
Can you spit on that real quick?
And you know, one giant dick arm is like Shaq, you know.
But it's like a flaccid arm.
So I've heard.
Do you just want a flaccid arm? Like,
I guess you run into the same problem. But I'm thinking,
I like long sleeve shirts, so I think I'm gonna go. Okay. I could hide the giant dick arm.
Another turtleneck.
The hands. That'd be weird.
Too weird.
Imagine gloves.
Trying to put them on, you'd have to wear mittens.
Throw a condom in there.
And what's even creepier, you have children.
Yeah, bro. Let me tell you something. All of these things.
All fucking weird.
This game we invented, like, we've been doing it for like 10 years. And then when you have kids and you play this game, it's like, oh, fuck, man.
Was that ever a conversation in your household, like with your ex-wife? But
I was going to say, I'm divorced, so you...
Was it because of a blog post?
Yeah, I mean, like, I keep telling myself, like, when they get old enough, I'm going to, like, cool it with this stuff, but I'm not going to, let's be honest.
I like the honesty.
This is something I appreciate the honesty. You got to do this forever.
It's just, it works. It makes money, like pays the bills. You want to go to college, kids? We're going to talk about dick fingers. I'm sorry.
Sons, daughters, what's the breakdown?
I have a son and a daughter. I got both.
Okay.
All right, I got a question. Same night, same city. Michael Jordan is playing in his prime the Nets, or LeBron in his prime against the Knicks. Which game do you go to?
Ooh, which Nets team and which Knicks team?
Nets team right now, KD and Kyrie.
I mean, I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm gonna want to watch the Knicks play. But you're gonna see MJ put up like 60 on like a. if you're talking a Nets team, imagine like one of those Nets teams in like the mid 90s where they were just absolute garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mike would probably snap his fingers and put up 50 on him.
What about the Nets teams that went to the finals with Jason Kidd?
Yeah, those were good fucking teams.
Those were good teams.
They ran into what? They ran into the Lakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if those were
the Pistons were good at that time too,
right? That's a team that probably should have a ring. When you look back at it, J Kidd in his prime just lobbing. They were like the original
ran into Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, watching Mike play those teams is you're gonna see some like all-time classic ball.
I think that's obvious just based off the Nets team now with Jordan. I would love to see that Jordan versus RJ. Braun versus RJ Barrett right now. Like I don't really
not
care.
Getting the juice flowing. Well, the Knicks is just the saddest thing in the world. Like it just sucks, dude. I like they were. The Mets is like my.
They're
thing.
looking all right though. The Knicks look all right this year.
Yes, but like basketball, it's like until you get a fucking superstar, you're not even in like the question. You're not even in the conversation, And it's like you gotta either get lucky on your picks or whatever. It just seems like it's never gonna fucking happen. And then when you do, you got James Dolan in the mix, just fucking meddling with everything. So I always feel like until Dolan's gone, the Knicks ain't winning shit.
I mean, lifelong Knicks fan.
One more?
Suffered.
Sure.
2 buttons you can press. One instantly gives you $1 million. The other button you have a 50-50 chance of getting $100 million.
Bro, a coin flip for 100 is a good fucking deal. And have you seen inflation these days?
Yeah.
1 million ain't lasting me.
Are they taxing the 1 million as well? Do I have to file for it?
Of course, yeah.
Of course,
you're not hiding from the government. Yeah. Are we in America? Then yes, you're paying taxes.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's crazy to say.
Not if I find it in a McDonald's bag. I just move on with it.
If you're giving me like a 20% chance, or if the number goes down to like 20 million or something, I'll probably take the guarantee. But flip a coin. How many times have you called heads and got it?
Right.
Probably
you
about
get
half.
100 million for that?
Yeah, half a chance.
I'm not 50% of the time. 100 mil is.
Yeah, that's different. But if you don't get that 100, you could have had that absolute mill. You're gonna be sick.
That is.
I'm a fucking idiot.
You wouldn't want to take the guarantee?
I don't think I am. I think that 50% is a high chance for like. I mean, it all depends on where you're at in life too. It's like $1 million is a lot, but it's not like you're still working. You're not.
Oh, for sure.
Living out your dreams and buying everything for your kids. So you still have like a regular life after that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving it a 50% chance of like I have generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you know what? As much as that million might bother you, the rest of your life you're sitting there going, Heads or tails. Heads or tails.
I had a 50-50 chance at 100.
50% is, a lot of. You got a good chance.
If I take that $1 million, I take $50,000 from it and go to lunch with Jay-Z. He can tell me how to invest. He can tell me how to invest that $1 million that I got.
Every time that resurfaces, I just have a fucking field day.
Because Jay is going to teach me at lunch how to make. Because after taxes, what am I going to get? Like $600,000.
Right.
He'll flip that after lunch, $200 million, right?
By Thursday, it's fucking.
By the time
Thursday, it's $1 billion.
I'll be swimming in a lake of Ace of Spades at that point.
Jay really is so, he's doesn't do a lot of appearances, right? Doesn't know how to do there's no interviews, no nothing. I would love to hear him talk about that question.
Well, on our Patreon,
get on a podcast.
On our Patreon right now. We have our $5, $10, $25 tiers. We do have a fourth tier.
Yeah.
It is $50,000 for lunch with Jay-Z. We're just waiting for one person to do it.
And then we'll find a way to get Jay.
Yeah. And I think if someone really bit on that, we could use the very few favors we have with Jay-Z.
Call it in.
Come on.
You got it.
This is hilarious.
You got it. Do it for the story, Jay.
Yeah.
If that was me and somebody said yo, people are talking about giving up $500,000 to sit down with you. Are you fucking out of your mind?
Yeah.
Are you nuts? No, I'm not Jay-Z, but.
And what if he did separate checks?
Made you pick up the bill?
Thanks a lot, man. Push that over there. I'll cover the tip.
Where we at time-wise?
Right, we can wrap.
Cool. All right, Mo, you're good at wrapping up. Pause.
Hey, yo.
Wait, no, this put an edit point. So
right now.
Nah,
he's gonna cut back into Mo.
Yeah, punch back in on that.
It's too late. I forgot this edit.
Dick hands.
I would love for Mo and I to come on and do Ask the Internet.
Dude, we love it. And we got a new one. We got a new card game called Who's the Biggest Asshole, which is just internet scenarios on the cards, and you decide who the biggest asshole is. So I'd love
Julian would win immediately.
What's that?
Julian would look at his microphone.
Asshole.
Yeah.
There you go.
Asshole.
But yeah, man, it's always open door. You can always come through Barstool. So anytime you want.
Yeah, no, Ask the Internet, when I was on that, was the only time I've gotten notoriety from my family. Because I don't know if you know, but I'm white. So
I've heard the rumor.
All my family, believe it or not, is also the same complexion. And I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't know if you check your data.
Or data.
The whites
seem to.
They lean into Barstool a little bit.
More. Yeah.
Yeah, when we sold out Barclays Center for Palooza, not a text.
Nothing.
Mo and I go on a whole tour. We'd get the serious deal.
Nothing.
Yeah, not really. When I did Ask the Internet, my god brother who I hadn't heard from, yo, you're on Barstool? Damn, you made it, bro. I'm like,
dude,
I had
made it a long time ago. Fuck you.
I just had lunch with Jay-Z.
Literally, just had lunch with Jay-Z.
Now you call me? It's crazy.
No, man, you were great on that shit. Anytime you guys want to come through.
Yeah, we got to do it. Shout out to Barstool. Shout out to Dave, Big Cat. Great guys, man. Kev, thank you for coming kicking with us, man.
Anytime.
We definitely got to get together soon. And
I rarely do other podcasts just because people don't ask, but I'm always down. So I'm this is great. I love being the guest. It's a lot easier than hosting. So
for sure.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
And this was a conversation. It wasn't even an interview.
Yeah. We just talking
appearance,
shit.
Right? An appearance.
Well, that was Kevin Clancy, Barstool, the legendary Barstool. You guys have really been kicking ass for years and continue to kick ass. And good luck with everything moving forward.
Thank you, bro.
This was another episode of New Rory Mall Podcast. I'm that nigga. He's just Ginger. Peace.